Good morning. Good morning, you beautiful people. How is everybody? How is the watch world? Well, I have an hour. I have just under an hour, 50 minutes before I have an appointment to attend to. And I feel like talking. I just feel like having a chat. If anybody wants to jump on, you're very welcome. Drop the I'll drop the link. Of course, precaution will be exercised, but anyone is very welcome to join. Morning, BA. Morning, mate. Morning. Good morning, mate. London. How are you? Hope you're well. Hope all is well. Yeah. So let's get into this. So I'm gonna share my screen. I work in real estate property, so I'm aware of what's happening economically. I mean, we're all feeling it for sure. The first thing that I can say is, at the petrol pump, instead of it costing say €60 to fill up the car, I'm seeing it as €100. Yeah, so straight away, the first time it's gone above 100, I'm thinking, bloody hell, okay. Take the missus and a friend out to lunch, €200, bang. Whereas a year and a half ago it might have been 120. All these little things soon start to add up, and you start to notice these things, and that's when people start to really feel these the effects of what is rampant inflation out of control. Everybody needs to put the prices up, and something has to give eventually, and we're going to find that bite point, I think, later on in the year, towards the end of the year. I think we're going to have a good summer. With the pandemic and whatnot, it's kind of like the first major opportunity to book something up and be sure that you're going to be okay to go away. So I think people are going to go for it. They're going to go and have incredible holidays. You're going to do a bit of spending and whatnot. When it comes time to coming back to work, getting behind the desk, say September, October, is really when people are going to start having to assess their costs. Okay, do I really need that? Okay, let's fire her. Do I really need him? Let's fire him. They'll start cutting costs, and then it's a snowball knock-on effect from there. I think later on towards the end of the year is when we're going to really see it kick in. Obviously, interest rates are going to need to be put up. I'm wearing a bluesy today, which is very nice, very fun. It always puts a smile on my face. So let's just have a quick look. I've got a couple of websites open that I want to show. There's a good website here, watchcharts.com. Let's have a look. What are they saying? So this is tracking the overall market price. So a bit like you have, say, an index price, so the FTSE 100 or whatever, you have an index price rather than an individual stock. So rather than tracking an individual stock like British Airways or BP or whatever, this is an actual index price. So across, here we go, it says it here, it is comprised of the 30 most popular watch models with high trade activity. So that this is going to be watches like the Hulk, Patek. Morning, John. Good to see you, mate. Good morning, mate. Yeah, it'll be like the likes of the Nautilus, the Aquanauts, all these sort of watches. So yeah, you get an idea that the peak was around March, which kind of makes sense. And then we started seeing a change then, right? So it's the average price. This is in euros, guys. Obviously, it's the same whether it's pounds, dollars, more or less. But you start to see a leveling off. Definitely not a crash. So 20,000 euros is where we're at right now, average price across the 30 models, which takes us back. So at 20,000 euros, that takes us back to the price. If we look down here, 2020, roughly February 2020. That's where. Sorry, excuse me. This is a 6-month chart. Excuse me. So this puts us back where we're at today. It puts us back to prices of February early this year. This will only let me go 6 months. If I want to go longer, I've got to pay for longer. But clearly, if we go back to December pricing, 16,000 from March the 30, the 23, 24. If we head towards 16, it's about another 4,000 on average. So we're about halfway there if we work it out based on this chart. But let's see. I mean, the thing is, I'm just trying to think, if I was in someone's shoes, what would I be doing? And the truth be told, when push comes to shove and you need to free up some cash, you know, what you're going to do, you got to sell. And it pains me to say, I had that position, which this was about 2015, 16-ish. I had a Hulk, so Rolex Submariner, which was gifted to me as a prize from a company that I worked for. I needed to sell it, needed to pay the rent. I lost my job. Sold it for some, took it into a pawnbroker's, sold it for something 4,000 euros. Honestly, it was something shit like that. But you got to sell it. You got to pay the rent. You got to feed the missus. What are you going to do? You got to sell it. And these objects, they give you a bit of joy in the moment, but when it comes to the time that you got to feed the kids and whatnot, they're going to be the first things to go. Out of everything that you've got, I just suspect they'll be the first things to go. And a lot of the collectors today, they don't just have one watch. It's all changed. They want 6 watches, 10 watches, big numbers of watches. So just letting go of one watch isn't going to be too painful. But that's kind of where the market might really start to see a price, because everybody, on the way up, we're all bidding higher. On the way down, we're bidding lower. Like, sell it for 1,000 less. He sells it for another 1,000 less. The next person, another 1,000 less. Morning, guys. John, Dodger, Sirocco, BA. Yeah, morning. So yeah, I just really think that. And what do I know? I'm just talking. Just feel like talking. What do I know? So I'm just saying that if you're thinking of buying, just hold on for now. I think the buying time is end of the year, November-ish. That's when I think the real pain on the street is going to be there, job losses and whatnot. And I think this is it's going to be an interesting time. So yeah, let's have a look. I got another chart to show you. Let's pull up the other chart. Share screen. Crypto gone kaput. Yeah, big time. Fucking ridiculous. I did a crypto investment myself. In fact, I just done my tax returns, and I'm absolutely mortified at my tax bill. And the worst thing is when we start to look at the actual crypto, the crypto side of it. So basically, on the crypto, I invested 84,000 euros. I got it up to 119,000 euros. So I bought a load of crypto, sold. So that means capital gains is due at the point of selling. I then took the 119,000 euros, put it into another crypto, which is still in play. So I've got to pay capital gains on that profit, which was a profit of 35,000 euros. I've got to pay the capital gains on that. However, this is where it gets a bit nasty. the 119,000 euros is currently worth $27,000. Call it 20 something thousand euros. Yeah, so it's a little bit. Basically, if I was to realize it today, the 120 would be worth about 20 today. But still, I got to pay the capital gains on the profit in that tax year. But that's all good. It's all good. It was all morning, Nick. Morning. Good morning. Yeah, it was all I went into the crypto. It was high risk, 100,000 euros, thinking $1 million or bust. It went in knowing it was high risk. I didn't go in thinking it was all safe and dandy and whatnot. It was all or bust. And if it paid off, it would have paid off spectacularly. But still, I don't need to sell, so I'm just going to hold it and play the long game. Morning, JCB, John Claude. Nice to see you. Actually, I was just going to say, I saw you on a couple of the shows at the weekends, on the Saturday shows with Thomas Burnett, and it's really, really interesting hearing what you had to say and to see the passion that you clearly have for watches. So I really. Yeah, I just wanted to commend you on that. It's good to see you here. So yeah, let's pull up the next screen. Morning, Jay at GMT, Mr. Stay sexy, brother. Stay sexy. Stay sexy. So yeah, here we go. Got another little chart. We got the Hulk. Again, I mean, it's just crazy. 8,000 euros retail. 26 market average, but yeah, nice little leveling off. Nothing crazy, but a nice healthy leveling off. But yeah, I just firmly believe come the end of the year, we'll see where we'll see the real dip. It won't be a massive crash, but it'll be a real dip as people need to free up that cash. I dropped the link, guys. If anyone wants to jump on, you're very, very welcome. Of course, we exercise caution to the wind. But yeah, as far as watch buying goes, I mean, a lot of us have got our names down for watches, with the ADs and whatnot. What do you do next? Because you kind of still want to play the long game with the ADs. I mean, it crashes and recessions and whatnot, they're temporary. But AD relationships are long term, right? You want to be thinking with your AD relationship, not 1-2 years. You want to be morning. Why not, Sirocco? Why not? You're a free spirit. You're a free spirit. It's all safe. There's nobody around. It's safe around here. But yeah, with the AD relationship, I think there could be an opportunity, a strategic opportunity with this coming recession, because a lot of buyers are going to fall by the way, and the AD is going to remember who supported them in the times of when things get a bit tough. So yeah, I think if you can carry on playing, it could be a strategic move to carry on buying with the AD, because when the market does come back, and of course it will come back, it's inevitable. Yeah, you're going to be in the prime position because you didn't drop off for 2 years. You've carried on buying through the 2 years, and you know what? If you buy what you love, you'll have no issues, up here mentally, because if you're buying, the watches that you see as lifetime purchases, then all this is irrelevant. Of course, the title of this stream is watch prices. Where are we heading? But if you're buying what you love, ignore the title, scrap the title. It's irrelevant. And if you're buying what you love, this could be your opportunity to get in there and buy what you love. And but yeah, I'm just very, very interested financially what's going to happen next. Especially with the watch markets, and I have no real vested interest. I have, a small collection. I'm going to stick with what I've got, hold, no selling, and play the long game. Just enjoy what I have, wear what I have, love what I have, and be happy with what I have. But I have to say, if I get that call, because I've put my name for two watches, one for the missus, one for me. I have to be brutally honest. I kind of would second guess whether I strike. So yeah, if I'm gonna say what I'm saying, I have to walk the walk, talk the talk, whatever the phrase is. Yeah, I have my name for a annual calendar, which she'd said towards the end of the year. But that's gonna be like 50,000 euros, and I'm not immune to recessions and whatnot. I earn my money just like everybody else. So when you have 6 or so watches, you then ask yourself, do you really need another watch? Should I be a bit cautious? Could I do with that 50,000 for something else? So if I'm gonna second, triple, four-time guess, should I take this decision? I think others are also having that question, pondering that question, whether they should be buying or should they be holding. I don't have infinite resources for luxury accessories, luxury goods, and the romanticism soon wears off once you bought the watch. But it comes back to, if you're prepared to buy it and own it for life, then you won't have any problems. But yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting. But I think that's good advice, though. If you're prepared to play the long game, buying that sort of watch can be a good strategic move with an AD, because when the market sort of turns south, there's a good percentage of the buyers that disappear. Not necessarily just because of the price value, but also because of the morning, Jonga.
Hi, Jamie. Hi, Jamie, mate.
Hey, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all good, thank you.
Bright and early.
Yeah, bright and early, mate. I mean, it's a working day, but I'm always, my interest is always very much piqued with streams, like this, with something that I've got experience in, dating back, 12 years ago, 2008, 2010. I'll get onto that, and I'll get onto that.
Please, because the thing is, like, to my maybe it's to my benefit, maybe it's not, but 2008, I was, I think, 18, so
Yeah.
I wasn't a watch buyer, but
Yeah.
I'm very curious, what were people doing back in 2008? And I know, of course, things have changed and whatnot, but yeah, I'm very curious what was happening. Were people offloading?
Yeah.
What was?
Yeah, well, I'll get into sort of my experience, the story behind all of that, just to give a little bit more perspective behind it. Before I do that, I just want to say good morning to everyone in the chat. So who have we got? We've got BA, we've got Dodger, Sirocco, Nick C, Mr. GMT, JCB, Y2K, all the usual guys. The great to see everyone. Yeah, M,
Let's
our
not forget
master.
M.
Yeah, cannot forget M. So good morning, one and all, and great to see everyone again. So what I'll do, I will I will share also visually. I've been a Rolex forum member for since 2008. That's when, so I was buying watches obviously before then, but that's when I kind of really got into the more community side of things. Actually, obviously, when I started watching the likes of Archie and
Wow.
sort of when YouTube started to kind of I wouldn't say take off, but it was in the early, the sort of early days, the early groundings of things. And at that point, I had already purchased around 4 or 5 Rolexes, all from 2ADs, one very close to me, the other one Goldsmiths. So obviously, the biggest chain under Watches of Switzerland group in the UK. And I bought Pepsi GMT, the Coke GMT, it's obviously pre-ceramic, the Black GMT, aluminium bezel, the Platinum Yachtmaster, or stainless steel Platinum Yachtmaster, the ordinary sub, the 16610, the Kermit, 50th anniversary, the Sea Dweller 4000, pre-ceramic, so the classic, the classic one before then, not as short run as the ceramic version. And then I made one last purchase around that time, and that was the first ceramic model that they brought out, which was the ceramic GMT, the black, the one that people are kind of going crazy for now. And when you actually look at the left-hand drive or the Sprite or the Riddler, whatever they want to call it, if you strip away the whole look of that with the date being on the other side and the crown being on the other side, it's actually the black GMT, just with the shaded green at the bottom, because everything else on that watch, barring the cosmetic changes, is pretty much identical. Okay, so I had that for a couple of years. Things were going well in the job and the kind of career I was in at the time. I was working in IT. A lot of my customers were sort of in property, in buildings. There was a lot of,
and 2008 there was a lot of blood in the property market.
Yeah. And one of my biggest customers was actually based in the Isle of Man, and they were having massive sort of projects done on new luxury apartments. Anyway, when the sort of shit hit the fan, obviously my accounts kind of dried up overnight, because people were made redundant within those companies. Budgets were kind of ripped up, put in the bin. So of course I had to do a whole new sort of prospecting thing myself. I'd also bought my first property then, so everything kind of value wise, everything had sort of gone downhill overnight. But in regards to the watches, they didn't owe me anything. But what I've always tried to say to people when they've asked me what was my personal experience back then compared to now, the watches have never actually changed. It's the set of eyes and the perception that is now on them. Hi, Sir Rocco.
How's it going? My cam's not working. What's going on?
Morning.
Hang on. I've got to come back. I've just got
to rave
and reset. Yeah. I'll be back.
Morning, Lux.
Hi, Lux. He's at a rave by the sounds of it.
Yeah, he's bringing the party.
Exactly. So, it came to the point where I needed to sell a few pieces or some assets, and the watches formed part of that portfolio of selling some things. So it was like the last one in was going to be the first one out. So I decided to sell the ceramic GMT, the black one. And I bought that for £3,600 from Goldsmiths in 2008. Okay. When I sold it, and again, I don't mind sharing this. Let me just bring up my, let's just bring up my screen. Just give me a second, mate.
Sure.
Was it Rolex forums? Where are we? You know, and it's always funny when you're kind of going back in time and you kind of you're in the TARDIS and you're looking at things that you said then, you kind of lusted after then, compared to where you are now in life and where your tastes
Yeah,
have maybe,
you also try and learn from,
of course,
you know, what was. Of
yeah,
course, they always say, you know, the chart doesn't dictate the future trend, but
yeah,
you
yeah,
try and use history as a barometer for what
yeah,
could happen next. So you try and predict based on what happened last time.
exactly. Right, mate. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, here we go. Let me just blow that up a little bit more. You see that?
Yep.
Yeah. So pretty much I'll read it. Hi guys, I'm ready to part. So this was the 18th of March 2010. Hi guys, I'm ready to part with my hardly worn GMT 2 ceramic that I purchased brand new from my authorized dealer in October 2008. It's an M series. I've set a price of 3,300, which I believe is very reasonable, considering this watch is going to be pushing the 5K mark soon in the UK with the next price increase. Watch, booklet, warranty card, cleaning cloth, tags all intact, and the watch just needs to be moved onto a good home where it can be worn for the, you know, for the great watch that it is. Anyway, that's my watch there.
Yeah. Very nice.
I basically parted with it with a UK grade dealer. I actually got £4,000 for it, but it was getting to the point, Jamie, in 2008, where, 2008 and sort of up to 2010 when I sold this, where people were panicking.
Yeah, but listen, so when did you actually sell it? Was it 210?
2010, yeah.
Yeah, because the recession was 07, 08.
Yeah.
By 10 was kind of when I guess things started to had hit rock bottom and it was time to come up.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
what was the response? Did you try and sell it in 2008?
I tried to sell it first of all so I got it in 2008. So when I first listed it was March 2010.
Okay, yeah.
And you know, it's still, I mean, that was when Rolex, you know, with the red kind of swing tags, they were just the 2-year warranties, where obviously now it's a 5-year warranty. So I'm pretty sure it still would have had maybe 6 months left on the warranty at that point. Here he is.
Not quite. I can't get my AirPods working. Hang on. I'll be back. I'm annoying everyone.
What a playboy.
Yeah.
What a playboy.
But yeah, I was getting offered obviously some ridiculous offers, which I just flatly said no to. But it was a different space back then, Jamie. You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
I was just thinking the profile of buyers today is so diverse. Like
yes,
maybe back then, I don't know, because I was so young, I can't really say. But now, just every Tom, Dick, and Harry wants a bloody Rolex. You go in the barber shop, he's got a root beer, he's got a bluesy. You know, just Rolex everywhere.
yeah,
And they don't really have a lot of money, but they have a Rolex. And when things start to get a bit tough, we start to flush out, you know, those sort of people. And yeah, listen, mate, the property market's different to what it was back then in the last recession, but there has to be massive interest rate rises. A lot of people have got mortgages. Mortgages have been so accessible of late. So many friends, hey, I got my mortgage. Hey, I got my mortgage. Yeah, I'm like, wow, okay. Hopefully they're on a fixed rate mortgage, because if they're not, let's say they're on a variable, which I think it's something like 40% in the UK are on fixed. I might have got it round the other way, but if they're on a 1% variable and it jumps to 10%, That's going to affect their monthly
Of
living
course.
costs, and then let's say the missus loses her job or he loses his job, fucking game over. This has got to go. That's what they're thinking. This root beer or whatever has to go.
It has to go.
And that's when the market starts to get flooded with pieces, and then it comes down and down and down. Sirocco,
Yeah.
we can hear you.
Well, yeah, but so can the rest of the world hear you. Hang on, I don't know what's going on. I go through YouTube and it's coming through my AirPods, and as soon as I switch to StreamYard, it's just going to normal speaker. So let me just see if I can fix it.
Yeah.
I want to be at that party.
Definitely.
What the fuck is going on? This is really weird.
Is this? Are you in Bali?
I'm in Bali, yeah, and I'm
Yes,
sitting by the
yes.
pool, and there's a lot of people, and I'm trying not to annoy them.
Yeah.
Have you got the breezy
They
on?
did it to me this morning when I was on Archie's show first time, and then I just rebooted it, and it was fine. Just give me a couple of minutes. I might have to come back. I've got the link anyway.
We love you, Sirocco.
I'll be back. I'll be back. Do you love the professionalism?
We love that as well. We love the vibe. The vibe, more importantly.
Yeah, so I mean, how I'm seeing things. I've got Lux here as well. Hi, Lux.
Hey, how is everyone going?
How you
Morning.
doing?
Oh, good afternoon.
I just saw the party. Sirocco's got a party going on, so I came to join the party.
Yeah.
How's everything going?
That's all happening. Yeah.
Good,
all
mate.
good, thanks, mate. Yeah. Are you all right?
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Good.
I recently moved house, and it's a bit stressful moving house. I don't know if you've done it recently or not.
Good times.
Not for a while, but it's a lot of hassle.
Yeah,
Moving
stuff.
is just hassle.
But you realize how much crap you got when you move, and you're like,
Yeah.
why do I need this? Just put it in the bin, get rid of it.
Yeah.
So-
I remember when I last moved, I tried to do it on the cheap, like hired a van and do it myself. But if I was to move now, it would be awful. You know, we just got so much crap.
Well, I managed to get everything into one car, so that's how little things I have.
Perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my
that's-
life
that's
is in one little
great.
car. One car.
But when you got to get a van, you got to do 3 or 4 runs, and you got a treadmill and a piano and or
Yeah.
beds and fridges and crap.
Luckily, when I rent, right, and when I rent somewhere, I always got it fully furnished. So I
yeah,
don't-
that's what I remember before when I was in fully, and that's how it is usually in Spain, fully furnished rent. But then we got our place, so that's where it all changes because you need to then buy your own fridge and your own cooker and your own washing machine and so on, your own beds. But before, when you're fully furnished, it literally is the beds, the sofas, the tea, everything is fully furnished.
You just need your suitcase and that's it, right? That's about it.
Yeah. The only problem with fully furnished is you can like the apartment and the location, but you also need to like, oh, I don't like that
furniture.
sofa. Oh, we're not going to take that one. We don't like the sofa.
Like the bed. The bed is
Yeah.
very important.
The mattress.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just
Well,
I bought a Temper mattress about a year and a half ago. I'll tell you what, best investment I've ever made, considering the time you spend in bed, and obviously you want a restful night's sleep. It's made a remarkable difference.
Yeah.
So is it like a foam mattress or like a foam topping or anything like that?
Yeah. I mean, the way it's built, it's got the cooling technology in there as well. So perfect. Even though I've got like aircon in my bedroom, which again is another must. The actual it doesn't sweat the mattress, and also when you kind of let's just say, for instance, you would just sit on it quite hardly and leave an impression, it actually springs back into full form. so you never
Yeah.
kind of get any abnormalities with the actual shape of the bed, and it feels just as good as the day I bought it.
Nice.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
good.
It is very important to have a good bed. I think good mattress,
And a
maybe
good
even-
sofa. A good sofa is very
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't want a plastic sofa, right?
Yeah, but even if you haven't got a good bed, a mattress topper can solve that. One of these
Yeah, yeah,
mattress toppers that have a good mattress topper. But yeah, it is very important. It is very important. Good sleep. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But aircon isn't a big thing in the UK, but I know it's growing. The
Mate,
trend.
I mean, obviously working from home, I kind of really try to assess what things do I want rather than which things do I just buy and occasionally use.
Mm.
And I've been on about aircon for a number of years, and I thought, right, okay, well, where am I actually, going to get the most benefit from here? So I thought, well, number one, my living room, because it's where I chill out, it's where I read, do a workout, etc., etc. So I thought, well, that's number one. And then secondly, where I sleep. And last year in the UK, my bedroom was reaching something like 34, 35 degrees. And that was with a fan opened. It was so stuffy, uncomfortable, causing me to wake up that I thought, screw this, let's just get it in. So I think it was like at the beginning of August. I got
What did that set you back for the
set me back just over $3,000, and they are Daikin units. Probably best. Daikin. Yeah. But I tell you what's great about it, Jamie, is you think you're buying it for the aircon, and you are when you need coolness, but the heat that they kick out, and also the actual costs in sort of relation to me firing up the central heating on my boiler, it's no comparison. So it's got to the stage where I've seen so much benefit, and I use them so frequently that I'm going to move this the setup that I've got now in this office bedroom, which is the smaller of the three. I'm going to move into the second bedroom, and I'm going to have aircon in there next week. I've made out to have some more.
Yeah.
Hello, mate.
I think I've got it. Fuck me dead.
It's working.
That's freaking never done that before. That's I'm sitting here thinking, why is the volume so low? And then I realised it was the phone speakers, and I was annoying everyone. Some poor people, they're on holiday and listening to all this coming out of my phone is wrong.
Yeah. How's Bali? Nice.
Bali's overcast now. It's warm.
But you got to be careful because the UV rays, very high UV rays.
I live in Australia, Jamie. You don't need to tell me this.
Yeah, no, I've only just realised we're going to this water park in Singapore. We're looking at the pictures. Everybody's got T-shirts on in the water. I was thinking, why has everyone got T-shirt like swimming rash vests, like the surfers use? I said to Mrs. Why is there all these rash vests?
But you know why
that research, is? It's the UV rays.
It's the UV rays plus the Asian people. The Asian people don't like going dark.
Yeah, they don't want black skin.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was in. I was here in Indonesia many years ago, probably about 2013, sailing through Indonesia, and all the girls they use I think it was talcum powder as sunscreen.
Yeah, blimey.
Really, really strange because they just don't.
It's interesting. In England, we don't want to be white. We want to go to Spain.
Exactly.
We want to get a nice little tan. We want to get a bit brown.
Absolutely.
They want to go white. We want to go brown.
Yeah.
You always want what the other person has.
You want the opposite of what you are.
Yeah.
Sort of.
And when you get there, you're still not happy.
Yeah.
And you get a bit of brown. It didn't actually change.
This is just like the watch collecting.
Yeah.
Just be content, right?
What
don't know what
Sirocco
you can
says
see.
is completely correct.
It is.
Throughout all of Asia, the girls want white skin, even to the point where your shower gel, if you go to the supermarket in Asia, all the shower gels contain whitening ingredients. You cannot get shower gel that doesn't have whitening chemicals in them.
What about like if you let's say you're English, you want an exotic woman, not an English woman, you want an exotic like Lux, you want an exotic
Yeah, I
Asian.
have
My
one of those.
missus is foreign. You want an exotic, and they want an exotic man. They want an English man.
They want an
a white-
Englishman, and they call that exotic. I mean, how bizarre is that? This is. I tell you what, though, Jamie. If you want to talk about exotic, this is the place to be. I've never been propositioned so much going to buy beer in my life.
Wow.
All I was trying to do was buy beer for my room.
Were they Indonesian or
Yep.
like yeah?
Absolutely. I thought Mexico was bad for the vendors sitting outside their shops trying to get you in. I don't remember Bali being like this, but I haven't been here since 1998. And I'm walking through looking, well, I knew where the beer shop was, but I thought I'd go for a bit of a walk anyway. So all the little shop vendors, they're all trying to get you in, come and see my stuff, come and see my stuff. And every shop's got the same shit. And then all the massage girls are sitting outside their massage shops, trying to get you to come in there. And then one of them, I said, look, no. I said, I might come back later. But, I wasn't going to do that. That's just a standard answer.
Yeah, just to
And
get
one
away.
of them, the first one, went, okay. And then she grabbed my arm and she whispered in my ear. And I can't remember how much. But basically, she said, I'll give you a massage and a hand job and a blow job for 40,000, which is $4.
Fuck. Wow.
Wow,
And I
that's
just
We
went,
all need to go to
That-
deal.
I mean, that you could have 3 of those and have an ultra meal deal, couldn't you?
Wow.
$12,
How-
I obviously I carried on. I did have a massage this afternoon, but in a reputable place that I've been recommended.
Yeah. How is Bali? Is it busy? A lot of tourism there at the minute.
I was talking to some people yesterday. I got here yesterday, and I was sitting in this exact spot, and they got here. They live near me, and probably 2 hours drive away from me in Queensland, and they were saying that on Sunday it was 100% occupancy.
Okay.
This hotel.
Wow.
And it's fairly big hotel, but it's kind of strange. There's not. I remember the last time I was here. I mean, it was crazy busy with tourists. There doesn't appear to be that many, but there's a few, but not like normal. I think they've been really suffering. I was talking to a taxi driver yesterday, and he said, without tourists, Bali's nothing.
Yeah.
So they've had 2 really rough years, but it's getting on track.
Bali does well to. They have a lot of people that sort of what do they call them? The digital nomad type crowd. They come and sit there with the laptops for 6 months and whatnot. It attracts those.
There is that. But looking around me, I mean, actually, not so bad today. But yesterday, I was talking to my girlfriend this morning on the phone, and she said, "What's it like?" And I looked around, and yesterday I didn't see many people under 50.
Okay.
Today seems to be different. There's a lot of younger people.
You're probably in a 5-star, super expensive.
It is a 5-star hotel.
Sirocco
It's a 5-star
standard
or 4.
resort.
Well, yeah. Hey, look, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it properly and stay in a nice place. I had 3 stipulations, because I really can't be bothered. My girlfriend said to me, "Oh, you can go to Ubud and go to see the temples here and go to see the temples there." And I said, "Look, I saw them 25 years ago, and I can't imagine that they've changed any different, in 25 years. A temple's a temple's a temple." And I said, "This is just all about me sitting by a swimming pool, drinking beer, eating food, going to sleep, waking up in the morning and repeating it again for
Wow.
6 days, 7 days.
Yeah.
And this is a great little spot.
And the weather's
Actually-
what sort of temperature is it?
It'd be, at a guess, I'd imagine 31, 32
Yeah.
perhaps. It might have cooled off a little because the cloud cover's increased, but it's humid as well.
Mhm.
It beats home because Queensland was, where I live especially, was, I think, particularly cold last week. And it was like 19 degrees, which sounds strange because I know 19 degrees in England. Jonga is, that's the height of summer there. But, when it's 19 degrees in Queensland, it's pretty cold. And dropping down to 9 or 10.
19 degrees here in the UK. That's like you're spoiling us.
Oh, God, everyone starts dying.
Yeah.
That's when the companies that install aircon, they get a lot of traffic to their websites.
Absolutely.
It's 42
Absolutely.
degrees for me right now.
42.
42. Wow.
Yeah.
The warmest I was ever in was in 2009, February 2009 in Victoria, where it hit 45, I think it was, or 47, 45. And that's when we had some massive bushfires. It ended up burning an area the size of France. It, killed a lot of people, and that was horrible.
Have you ever been up to Darwin before, Sirocco? It's supposed to be bloody hot up there, isn't it?
I was in Darwin in September, I think it was late August, early September, 2013, and that was pretty warm, very humid. I was only there for about 4 or 5 days. We sailed out of Darwin over to Indonesia. I was on an American boat who turned out to be a total asshole. But we sailed. We did
How long
a lot
was the sail? How long was the crossing?
Crossing over was 2 days, 3 days. 3 days?
Okay.
Yeah, about 72 hours. It wasn't, it wasn't a big deal. The big problem was we didn't check into the country for, I think it was 3 weeks.
Okay.
So we were visiting a lot of places and stopping over places. There was one place called Luan Baggio, which is on the island of Flores, near where the Komodo dragons are. And we got there the day after the president had visited the place, and the day before he got there, which was like 2 days before we got there, the military had visited every single foreign flag vessel. And if we'd have been there and got boarded, I'd probably still be in jail now because we hadn't checked into the country. We hadn't checked in. The American skipper had guns on board. He had a 9mm Glock. He had an AR-15 assault rifle and a 12-gauge pump-action shotgun.
Why hadn't you checked in? Is it because the check-in point was logistically?
No, the nearest check-in was we actually sailed past the nearest check-in when we left Australia. It was just that the captain, he wanted to spend some time in Indonesia, and you can only get a month's visa. So he wanted to stay here surreptitiously as long as he could before we checked in. And we actually ended up checking in Bali, by which time I'd already made the decision I was leaving the boat. I didn't tell him. I just said, okay, how long are we in Bali for? He paid for my visa. And I said, how long were you in Bali for? And he said, a month. I said, righto, my mate's up in North Bali. I'm going to go and say good day. Took my bags and I never went back. Jumped on my mate's boat and went to Singapore.
Yeah. Wow. Did you ever see him again?
No. He ended up sailing. Everyone he wanted as crew abandoned ship. Even people who were supposed to join in, fly in from America and join us in Bali to go to South Africa. Even those guys ended up jumping ship before they took off. It just goes to show what sort of character this person was.
Yeah, because when you're on the boat, it's quite intimate. It's an intimate place out at sea. You've got to, you do your scheduling and whatnot, but you inevitably do need to sit and talk. And
if you don't get on, And if there's some friction for whatever, and we never got to the bottom with, he was just bad tempered. And I'd known this guy for a few years. Yeah, it was just bizarre. I'd known the guy for a few years and he was super cool. You know, the stuff he's done in his life is incredible. But he just turned into Captain Bligh. It was amazing. Literally from the first day. And it was too late for me to do anything because we're sailing off, and like 3 hours later, he's having a go at me for something which still to this day, and it could have ended up. Yeah, it could have ended up and coming to blows, but thankfully, a couple of girls joined us for the trip across the Indo, and they ended up. The last I saw of the three of them was I walked off on the beach and with my staff, and left them fighting on the beach, the three of them. Unbelievable. Hang on a second. I'm just going to order another beer if I can. Oh.
Wow.
What a life. Love it.
Yeah.
That's what it's about, gentlemen.
Yes, I know. That's what it's about. Exactly. This is what I was on Archie's show briefly this morning, and just to rub salt into the wound that I'm in Bali and Archie's not. Because Archie likes to travel. Oh. And .bb, they were talking about the share price, the share market's all dropping. And .bbw turned around and just said, well, Sirocco's got the answer. Forget the share market, just spend, go on a holiday and enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Which is fine to a point.
Yeah, often people need the share market to get to that point. To then
not at the moment.
No,
not at the moment. Crypto's gone to hell. I think the share price has gone to hell. Thank you very much. Yeah, you know, my girlfriend phoned and chatting away to her, and she said she slept in overnight her time, like in the morning her time last night, if that makes sense. And she'd put buy orders when some certain shares had fallen to a certain level, and she's woken up and got emails saying, "Oh yeah," there was 15 emails saying she'd bought stuff. Yeah. And she went, "What the hell?"
Yeah, they all triggered.
I just said, "Yeah, they all triggered," and I just said, "Well," I said, "I bet they've dropped already since," and she said, "Yep, that's correct." And he goes, "How's your going?" And I said, "No, don't even talk to me about shares." I did it for a little bit of hobby and just, you know, $10,000, just mess around money. And I pretty much lost a lot. Where I should have sold. In 2 weeks, they were up 80%. More than that. Yeah, no, it was about 80%. And I should have sold then, but I left them. And then they started to drop and I went, nah, they're not going to keep dropping. And now they're down about 80% on what I paid. Don't take share advice from me.
No, just take living advice. Early retirement.
And even that, Jamie, only to a degree. I push it to the extreme sometimes, and I'm looking at it, you know, and I can't do this every year. You know, that 5 month trip away, I went so over budget. It was just. Yeah, I think I never totted it up, the amount I spent, but I know it was a long way more than what I budgeted for.
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. GMT.
How's it going, boys?
Mr. Sexy himself. How are you, mate?
Good. What's happening?
Oh, it's
same old different day.
Yeah.
Well, it's my evening. It's my first day back at work because we had Queen's birthday yesterday. So I'm having a little scotch just while you guys are waking up. How's that? And I heard, Sirocco, you came to Darwin. You didn't come and see me. I would have shouted your feed, man. You would have had the best Greek food in Darwin. In Australia, I've heard.
That was a long time ago. That was 2013.
Yeah, I was still doing it then. I've been doing it since 1989.
Well, there you go. No, I didn't know anyone then, did I? I wasn't part of it. I wasn't a YouTube celebrity in those days.
Yeah, no.
I still laugh at that one.
Now you've gone above and beyond, my friend. Above and beyond.
Absolutely. That's what people tell me. And I still shake my head and go, what the hell?
Hey, man, once you put yourself out on a platform like this, people get to know you. You become like a mini celebrity. Then there's nothing wrong with that. You know, you're willing to put yourself out there. That's what happens.
Well, I guess
You
so. I never, I did this as a bit of I still do it, just a bit of a laugh, It's good to sit back and talk to people, like-minded people, and it's not always about watches,
No.
It's interesting when people start talking about watches. I just sit back because I haven't got a clue. I didn't stop today. I did see a big display of fake watches. I should have stopped and had a look. But I
In
might have
Bali, there's
been
heaps of
tempted to
those,
buy
isn't
one.
there?
It's changed. It's become like Thailand. It's incredible.
Oh, really?
Oh, well, when you've got these chicks just offering services for literally $4.
Well, at the moment, you got to understand they're very desperate. You know what I mean?
Indeed, yeah. No, I do get that. They've had a really rough 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my best to help their economy, but probably not that much.
Y2K, how you going, brother? Shots here as well. Ian, we've got all legends in this chat today. How's everyone else going? Everyone else went on mute. Did I scare you guys off? Do you want me to leave? Have I made you feel uncomfortable?
All good, mate. All good.
All good,
I've
mate.
just got the guys here for the aircon. It's
Oh,
getting a bit
sweet.
hot.
You having
So-
it installed or are you having a maintenance?
No, we've got it installed. I think it's more just a case that it's an old system.
Yeah.
So I had them out like February last year and also September last year. So
Yeah.
what
That's
am I going to do?
one
They've got to
thing.
come twice
That's
a
one
year.
thing
So
that's one thing that my installer said to me when you get them. He said, "Got to keep on top of them." So he said,
Yeah.
just annually, but it works out about 50, 60 pounds per unit. Just to basically, regas it. If it needs topping up.
yeah, and you take the filter out and you wash the filter.
That's
let
it,
dry,
mate.
Put it back in.
Do you know the one that was in the bedroom? I probably left it maybe. They recommend every 2 weeks to do these staking ones, and I took it out and it was like thick with dust, and that was only probably leaving it 4 weeks. So it just shows how much stuff these units collect.
Oh, yeah. It's incredible. Mine actually, one of my units at my shop actually shut itself. I had to purchase another one, but we had them for years. But you have to keep on top of them, otherwise it costs you a lot more in power. It puts a lot of strain on the unit. It's just
Yeah, but those new ones, when you get a new one, I mean, a lot more energy efficient, a lot more quieter, and you feel the difference in the cold.
Well, I don't know if you know about kilowatts and all the rest of it, but the ones that I had in there had 3 of the 7.1 kilowatt, which is a pretty big unit. It was the biggest unit before you went on to 3-phase power. But now they've released a 9.5, so all I've got to do is put 2 of those suckers in there instead of having 3. And not only do I save in power, you know what I mean? It just works more efficiently because they're just a lot better unit.
Yeah.
The
one in my living room is a 3.5 watt unit, and the one in the bedroom and the one I'm going to get in the second bedroom is a 2.5. But the actual inverters that sit outside, they're all the same. They're all the same size, regardless.
So before you were talking about trading and about the collapse of the markets, this account was worth $191 million,
Oh yeah.
and now it's
wow.
worth $10.
Wow.
Oh my God! No way.
So can you imagine? Could you imagine losing $200 million and then wake up in the morning you got $10?
I cannot imagine having.
I'd probably
200
pass
million.
out, to be honest.
I think I'd be one of those people throwing myself out a window.
Yeah, exactly.
That's incredible.
Yeah, welcome to the world.
Y2K's on
I-
holidays by the looks of it.
I think Y2K is in Switzerland or something.
Yeah, good on him.
Honeymoon.
Yeah.
He
Honeymoon.
posted some beautiful footage when he was at the up on the ascent. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I'm sure that I'm surprised. There's some pictures with snow. He's got snow and it's summer, June.
Snow?
This time of year is
obviously
weird.
he's quite high up. Must be
Yeah,
really
he's
high
really
up.
high.
Good
But
on him.
it's
It's
snow
like
that's.
later.
I think he said it was 11 Celsius where he is. So obviously it's snow that's remained from the winter.
Yep.
The last bit of snow. But I'm sure he's loving it, because Singapore right now, it's humid, hot. Instead of wearing his shorts and t-shirt, he's got a nice big coat on. He's loving the cold, I'm sure.
Well, in
So what's
Australia,
the-
down south, it's cold.
What's new with you, Mr. GMT? Any purchases on the horizon? You're sitting tight.
I've actually bought a few, about 3 watches, not very expensive watches, but they were quite nice. They were the things that I've pretty much got everything I've wanted, so I just wanted to veer off and get something different. Like I bought a Timex
Yep.
Q, which I absolutely love. I bought a Carrera Hoya, which is 80th birthday edition for Jack Hoya. He made a 3000 variant, which was his first variant in 2013, and then up to 2016 he made 500 of a different color of the same variant. And I got the black and white one with the red second hand. So,
Yep.
which is pretty cool. It's really, in white subdials. It's really, really gorgeous. I've gotten a lot of compliments. A lot of people hadn't seen this one, which is it's true. That's not really out there. But and I also bought a GoldenEye Seamaster quartz, which I absolutely love. Yeah.
Okay.
So I got something varying, something different. Just trying to keep away from Rolex or they just to get, just to keep it more, a little bit interesting, if you know what I mean.
Sure. Yeah, good spread of things.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So yeah, that's for every year I manage to actually buy something and swap something, and I just can't help myself. It's an addiction, as you can see behind me. It's an addiction. Whatever you do, it's an addiction.
Yeah.
Put in full screen, Jamie. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to see it? I've got to turn the lights on.
Oh,
One
yeah.
second.
Yeah. Oh, you need to turn your lights on. I need.
Oh, 1 second. Take me 2 seconds to turn the lights on.
Okay. At least he's got his pants on. Oh, look at this. The
Ooh.
iPad. Oh my good God. What sort of color? Oh my God. What have you got there?
Hang on 1 second. I'll change the view for you.
Wow.
Holy God.
Yeah, this is only one angle. I've got another. I'm going to get another camera. I've got another angle from that end, so you can see the other side. I've got other
What
more
have you
stuff
got
on
there?
the other side.
Toys and everything. It's all toys.
Yeah, it's toys, statues, dolls, all sorts of stuff. All
Over
sorts
what,
of stuff.
Even the chair.
over what period of time has it taken you to get to where you are now with this?
I've actually been collecting. I left. What happened was because I've got a really addictive. Now you're wondering why I'm not actually part of those groups. I'll explain to you why. What happens is I've run out of room. Okay, so in that fact that I've run out of room, I can't stop collecting if I'm around these people. So I thought, well, I might as well go into something where things don't take up a lot of room, which is watches. That was my second, interest.
Yep.
So in saying that, I ended up leaving those guys. They're lovely guys. I never had an issue with them. Obviously, they had dramas like every other community, which is normal.
As in the Superman. There was.
Yeah, it wasn't
there
only
was a group-
Superman. It was all sorts of things like statues, all sorts of. There was a group of Superman as well, but mainly it was a variety of different statues and figures and action figures and all the rest of it. So yeah, I decided, well, the only way that I'm going to be able to stop that is to actually move away from that, if you know what I mean. Otherwise, it's just I will never stop. I will never stop collecting. I will never stop. It's just it's on a personality. It's just a thing that I've got. So I went into watches, which I'm glad because I've met so many wonderful people, and the hobby is fucking unreal. Sorry for that swearing, but
Is
it
there
is.
similarities with the watch community?
Very a lot. Yes,
figurines?
it's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Obviously they're talking about statues and figures and all the rest of it or whatever's going on at the time. Majority are mainly statues more than figures, but yeah, there is it's very very similar, very very similar. They're a wonderful bunch of people, but yeah, I had to move on because it was just getting too crazy. But I've made my home with you guys, and I've never looked back. It's just been,
Mate,
from
it's
strength
pretty
to strength.
crazy, this watch community.
It is, but
Oh,
you know what?
isn't it,
I've realized. What I've realized is I've tried to veer away from the negative side of things and just try to do my own thing and just be with a bunch of good people like yourselves, and you are all awesome. And there's a lot of people in the UK and the US and even Australia. I've even met a few people from Australia, which I've started my own channel with them. And no, it's been awesome. It's been really good. It's been an awesome ride.
Yeah.
I've being a celebrity, as you say, Sirocco, has its perks, if you know what I mean. Oh, my little girl's here. 1 second.
Yeah. Yeah, it was something I never thought of. I jumped onto Archie's stream, God, 3 years ago, I guess. More than that, nearly 4 years ago, I think. I'm not sure. I can't remember. And I never thought it would get to making regular appearances, although it did take a few years. But sort of regular appearances, and then hosting the dungeon stuff, and and the other guy whose name will sort of remain quiet on. Anyone heard from that guy lately?
Who are we talking about?
Tim Shite.
No,
Tim or
the bird brain, the cook,
the bird brain.
the cook.
I've actually stopped watching all of those channels, so yeah.
Yeah, I've never, since what happened with that particular, with the Cook's channel, the Bird Brain channel, I've never gone back to that. And the
only one that I actually watch is probably Archie. Yeah, I watch him every now and then, but I don't interact, but I just watch, like to watch in the background.
Lex reports.
I watched a bit of Tim's a few weeks ago and actually went on Tim Wright's channel. Did a brief appearance for that. I don't know why I did, but it was just something. I was on Archie's show. went in last or very late in the day, and I said, "Yeah, all right, I'll jump on just for a couple of minutes." But I've never watched his show, and I told him that on his stream. It doesn't interest me. Archie's show is, aside from the drama that we've had, it seems to have dissipated.
Yeah. I find Archie very interesting as a person, so that's what really attracts me to actually watching him. But I don't interact on Archie's stream anymore. I just stay back and just watch and enjoy. That's it.
Yep.
It's just easier. I like to interact with you guys. It's just a lot of fun and a lot easier.
This is good. I mean, this is my first time on the Escapement show. And it's, in the second manifestation.
Yeah, I think I'm the same. I haven't come on since they've started rebooting everything. This has been on the previous one, but not this one.
Is the third manifestation.
Oh, third? Is it? Oh, okay.
Third, is it? Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, well, there was the first, which was an official successful takedown. And then the second one, what was it? There was something happened about a week ago. It wasn't enough to knock the channel over, but it was something.
But I am subscribed to this, aren't I? Yeah, hang on. I am subscribed, aren't I? Yeah, I am subscribed, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't get an official strike, but the video actually got taken down, even though you'd highly question what was the actual content for it to be taken down.
It's sad, man.
Yeah.
So sad.
No, I didn't know that. I think I did. I think I saw it in the WhatsApp group. Yeah. Something about it. I find it strange. Actually, I did a show on, I think it was Friday night on the dungeon, and that disappeared. I don't know what happened to that. I just laid it down. We ran for the first 20 minutes, half an hour was just bullshit, and I turned around and said, well, there was no interaction with the chat. There was nothing. There were no comments in the chat. There were very few, and no one was coming on. So I thought, well, what the hell? There's no point me carrying on. So I actually started to run it. I enjoy running an intro and an outro. So I started to run an outro, and then suddenly people were going, "Oh, you're finishing already?" And then Plastic came on, which saved the day, and we ended up going over 3 hours. But the show, I don't know, it just disappeared. It was there, and then the next morning it disappeared. Whether Archie took it down for some reason, I don't know. There was one a couple of weeks ago where Plastic did dox himself.
Oh my God.
He sent me a message and said, "Can you delete it or put it private?" And I deleted the whole thing and took it down. And I think he did dox himself again on Friday. I can't remember, but not in a bad way. No one would have known anything. But maybe he said to Archie, "Can you take it down?" I don't know. There's been some strange little things happening.
It's just bizarre that people attack certain channels for God knows what reason, you know.
It's just
They get a kick. It's like an internal, you know, they get a little kick out of it.
absolutely.
what it
Some
is.
people just got nothing better to do. You know, you see some people making derogatory comments all the time. There's one person in particular who, I don't know, something's happened where I know he's making comments. When I'm running a show, I see his comments on StreamYard, but I don't see them on YouTube. And I don't understand why.
How does that work?
It means it's either you've blocked him or he's blocked
Or
you.
maybe you blocked him. Yeah.
He must have blocked me and still making derogatory comments about me. Well, really, what's the point?
Just laugh it off.
'Cause I did. Well, I did actually double check to make sure I had, because I don't recall ever blocking anyone.
I've just
I double
posted
checked through
the
YouTube.
link. That's how you go and see your personal block list.
Oh, okay. Well, there you
Because
go.
there's a
I
way of
can't Google.
blocking.
Yeah,
There's a way of blocking as a channel, so the Escapement Show can block someone from the show, or Jamie the commenter can also block someone.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, my list is extensive.
Oh, really? Oh, true. Wow.
You do appear to have a major fan club, Jamie, I will
Do
say.
you want to see my block list?
Oh, that's amazing. Far out.
Let's have a look.
Sharon.
There's my-
So hang on. This block list is you are blocked or you blocked?
I
Which one is it?
blocked them.
Oh, you blocked them. Okay.
Yeah.
If my
You know, I'm not surprised with some of these.
If my screen was a bit bigger, I'd be able to see the names, and I was just looking for mine.
I can, you know, some of the names don't surprise me, to be honest.
Yep.
No, it's just my way of dealing with it. They want to write something, I just bang, adios, flick.
You know,
Flick
you're
the
such a charming guy. It spins me out how they just seem to want to just attack you. Just bizarre as hell.
No, I understand it now. The mentality behind it, the motivation is just to see if they can get a rise, get a reaction, get a response, and that's.
The problem is some of those guys have tried to do that to me, but the problem is I'm that fucked up in the head that I make their comments sound even worse than what they're talking about. So they just back off and they think this guy's lost it. So just leave him alone.
Okay.
So they leave him alone.
They've tried it with everyone. They've tried it.
Yeah, they try.
Depends. Basement dwelling.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, look at the group of people we've got right now and the people in the chat. It's such a awesome group of people that you're around, you know. And you know, my dad used to say, "Show me your friends, and I'll tell you what sort of person you are." Do you know what I mean? And then that's a big deal, you know. So true.
How many people have we got viewing at the moment?
12.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's early
But
days.
12
You know.
12 quality
Channel,
people.
we had a really the first one that we did. We had a really good start with, but of course we had to restart from fresh because the first channel actually got banned. It
Still don't
wasn't.
understand how.
It wasn't like a temporary. It was.
It was
channel
new.
was gone, and it was appealed. It was appealed. The guys appealed it, and it was rejected.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Chili
kind of
Badger's in
strange.
the
It's,
house.
it's,
Wave chili, wave
Chili
hello.
Badger, my
Badger.
man. He's been to
What's
Darwin
your-
actually. He's been to
Oh,
Darwin.
Chili.
okay.
You want to see my block list?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
Let's
show
see
you
it.
my block list.
Am I
It's
blocked?
very
Am I blocked from you?
Very controversial. Very controversial.
Oh,
Oh, nobody.
no.
Nobody.
There you go.
I might have an amnesty. Might have an amnesty and unblock.
That's hilarious. Oh man, I'm jealous of you, Sirocco, man. I'm watching you, and you know that I'm only 2 hours away from you, right?
Yeah,
About-
it's easy. Yeah, it's easy to get from Darwin to here. Isn't it?
I think it's an hour and 50 minutes to get to you to Bali from where I am.
So Rocco,
I had
I'm 1
5.
hour away from you.
Oh, So
Really?
where do you,
Well,
Lux Report,
I'm
where are
here-
you? Where are you based?
I could be in Malaysia. I could be in Indonesia.
Yeah.
I could be
Yeah.
in-
Fair enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Say no more.
Yeah.
Say no more. Say no more, my
I could
man.
be in Myanmar, Vietnam.
wink.
So we're
Laos,
pretty close. Me and Lux
Cambodia.
Report are pretty close.
Yeah.
Apparently so. Well, Lux, I'm only, and Mr. GMP, both of you, I'm here till Sunday. So, you're only 2 hours away and 1 hour away, respectively.
But you
Get
got to
on down
be.
here.
Lux is in the penthouse of Orchard Towers.
I would love
Yeah,
to, man.
probably.
But if I wasn't so busy, I'll tell you what. It's my busy season now because it's dry season here, which is like
Yep.
summer, and it's ridiculously busy now. So yeah, I'd
Yep.
love to, but thank you for the offer. But yeah,
Yeah, no, it'd have been good fun.
Sadly,
Catch
you
up,
can't.
have some beers and
oh yeah, I would have had a ball with you
food. Yeah.
for sure.
I'm here because I was just not busy. I couldn't do anything on my boat for another 2 weeks. So I went, there's absolutely no point me sitting around and it's cold and I'm just getting bored, especially after doing so much over the past 5 months, traveling around. And then I get back and it's a real anticlimax when you're sitting around doing nothing and you can't actually do anything because you can't get tradesmen and couldn't even get the boat lifted out of the water. So I just went stuffed it. I wanted to go to Fiji, but I've ended up here and it's good. Five and a half
Boys,
hours purgatory.
Sorry to interrupt, Soroko. Boys, I've got to head off. I've got dinner waiting for me. My little girl's just busting my nuts. She wants me to go. So thank you very much for having me on. Everyone in the chat, I hope you're having a lovely day. Everyone in the panel, thank you so much. Take care and always stay sexy, boys. Talk to you
Thank
next
you,
time.
Mr. June.
Ciao. Bye.
Take it easy, buddy.
And I'll be
He's a
back
nice
in.
guy,
two,
Jamie.
I'll be back in 2 minutes, and I'll show you where I am.
Okay, Lux. Cool.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah, so the sun's come out. The beach is,
Oh.
I don't know if you can see the beach. Probably not. Sort of over
Yeah,
there.
we can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a surf beach there, and I just sort of, without upsetting too many people, just spin the camera around
Nice.
like so. There you go.
So what was the flight time from where you were in Morocco to Bali?
5 hours and about 40 minutes of sheer purgatory.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
I have to Google that. What does purgatory mean?
As you know, I've just travelled
Suffering.
halfway around the world, and Jamie knows what business class is like, I'm sure. And Jamie probably goes first class. I can't quite run.
Business.
I can't quite. Yeah, I can't run the first.
I've never been first.
When I flew from Chicago back to Brizzy, I have enough points with quite a few left over to upgrade to first, but I was so tempted to do it. But then I went, you know what, let's save them up and just keep them going so I can do a full trip one day, maybe to London first class. But I couldn't get a business class seat from Brizzy to here. And so I sat in economy and oh my God, it was just, I guess you realize how spoiled you've been over the past few years going business all the time. I have had, when I fly back, I flew over here on Jetstar, which is a low-cost budget airline for a subsidiary of Qantas. When I go back, I'm flying Virgin, and I've had 3 emails saying I'm eligible for an upgrade if I want to pay so much. So I'm just trying to work out whether it's worthwhile or I just put up with the 5 hours and, save some money.
Yeah.
I think they want an extra 600 Australian dollars to upgrade for one way. And is it worth it, really? 5 hours. I just go back, get a massage when I get back, and because that was the worst thing. My neck was just bloody killing me.
When I went to New Zealand with my dad in 2005, when they had the British and Irish Lions rugby, we flew economy to New Zealand, and it almost killed us. So when I came to Perth, what was it, 3 or 4 years later to see family, I paid for business class, and it was a no-brainer.
Absolutely. I used to. Well, the first time I did business was I was still married, and we went back for my parents' 50th wedding anniversary, and that was just great. That was on a jumbo jet upstairs in the jumbo, and that was cool on Malaysian Airlines. But then I went back to I'm single again, and I used to go back to the UK a lot every few years, and it was always economy. And then when my mother passed away, I flew economy there and back. And I remember coming back, and it took me 2 weeks to recover from that trip.
Yeah.
So then 2 months later, my dad passed away, and I just went, you know what? I've just got to start paying the money. And I'd never look back from that.
No.
No. I can sleep. There's good food. You wake up refreshed.
Yeah.
As refreshed as you can be. I mean, even when you go in business, it can be a little bit ordinary at the end of it, but it's certainly not as bad. You're not all cramped up in a space,
You need to
Good
be
morning.
comfortable.
Who's that? Is that Saad?
No, shot. Good morning.
Shot. Oh, Shot. Sorry, mate.
Hi, Sharp.
It's all right.
How are you, Shot?
I'm hanging in there.
Good. Good to hear you.
We were.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. This is the lifestyles of the rich and infamous. What is this? Good God.
We were 35 degrees C today, or we're going to be 35 today.
Nice.
Look at this. I reckon someone would be making a lot of use of that pool. That's beautiful.
Yeah, gorgeous.
About 96 degrees Fahrenheit, so 102 degrees heat index Fahrenheit. That is. So,
That is intense.
Wow.
welcome to my world, because it's going to be about 90% humidity.
Blimey.
Yeah, well, I got the humidity here, but I don't care. It's nice.
Yeah. Whenever I tell everybody, we can be anything from the temperature swings are crazy here, because a couple of years ago we were down to 1 degree Fahrenheit, and then I don't know what that is in C, and then the next year we were 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So the next summer, so
Oh,
we go from one extreme to
that
the other.
pool. Look at the
Look
pool.
at that pool. That's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Guys, I've got to jump off, but I'll catch you later.
I'm
Have a
doing
great
something
day.
wrong with my life.
Okay, Jonga. Take it easy,
Right,
buddy.
Jump in the pool.
I'm looking at that pool, and I'm looking at the pool in front of me, and I'm going, I know which one I prefer.
Yeah. What is this a kids pool?
Yeah, I got the kiddie pool for you.
Uh-huh. hmm
Oh.
It's probably nice and warm as well, I reckon.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah.
Although I've been
Oh.
in Far North Queensland a few times, and you go up there and you expect a heated pool, 'cause it's, and I remember the first time I went up, I went, okay, I'm really warm, I really need a swim, and I jumped in the pool and it wasn't heated. And they purposely do that to cool you off, so you can cool off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jean-Claude Devere.
I suppose
Seeing
I
a
should
lot-
have another beer.
Seeing a lot of saltwater pools now as well.
Oh, absolutely. They're better to maintain than a chlorine pool.
Yeah.
So if you've got a private pool, always get a salt water chlorinated. It's so much easier to sort out. Excuse me while I just grab a beer.
Sure.
Yes, please.
So, Jamie,
You should
Hey.
click your fingers for the click your fingers for the waiter to
I
come.
I can't do that. That's just rude.
Garçon.
Yeah. That's just
Señor, un cerveza, por favor. How are you,
How you
Sean?
doing, Jamie? You doing all
I'm
right?
good, mate. Very good. I mean, good
I noticed
spirits.
I wasn't on that block list.
No.
Not yet. Not yet.
Nah.
uh,
Thank you. Cheers.
What's the drink? What beer is it? Bintang. Okay.
Bintang. Can't get Stella. And actually, this Bintang I'm very used to because I drank an awful lot of it when I was here in Indonesia in 2013. So it's a Pilsner. It's a nice drop. You know, probably not
Yeah.
quite as good as Stella, but it's close. And it's cheap.
Is it Indonesian?
Yeah, it's Indonesian brewed here. Yep.
Nice.
Don't know where.
What
it's
is
brewed.
the makeup? Indonesia, you've got is it like Malaysia? So you got like Chinese, Indian, Muslim.
They're predominantly a Muslim nation. They're
Yeah.
actually the biggest Muslim nation on earth, far bigger than the Middle East.
Wow.
And it's a massive archipelago of, I think, 2,000 something islands. It's massive. Covers so much of the planet just on the Far East. You know, and look, the weather's fairly stable. It's supposed to be the dry season now. There's been storms around. One just passed, and now it's fairly clear again. Thankfully, the storm passed and we didn't get any rain, but you can see it out to sea. The people I've always found, especially they are friendly people, and especially when you get to the outer islands. When I was sailing through in 2013, we went to some pretty remote places. I do remember there was one particular place we went in, and it was unbelievably remote. And all they wanted, I remember there was one guy, he wanted my sunglasses.
Yeah, they like to barter.
I remember this particular guy. It was like sweltering hot, and he's walking around in shorts and a leather jacket thing, leather bomber jacket thing, and I'm thinking, you've got to be serious. What? And he kept pointing at my glasses, and he going, you know, for me, and I'm going, no, they're mine. What the hell? I need my glasses. What are you talking about? And they came out, and when we first anchored in this little lagoon, these canoe things turned up for kids, and they tried. The skipper of the boat, he had stuff left in the tender. He left a pair of shoes and a few things in the tender just hanging on the back of the boat, and they tried to steal them. Yeah. I caught them. And it was just, what the hell, you know?
Yeah, it can get a bit scary. Like if a boat comes, it could be their only opportunity for a while to barter.
Absolutely.
So they can come out at night, and you don't know are they coming to attack or are they?
We went ashore and went to that little shop, and I remember with Kirk took us in on the dinghy and then disappeared to clean up the boat, and we walked through these little dirt tracks to the village, and then there was one paddock which was just covered in crap, just plastic from here to it must have been their tip or something, but it was just all over the place. And that's not so bad here. You go to the beach, it's fairly clean. I was talking to some people yesterday who'd been up to Seminyak, which isn't far away, and they said the beaches were just disgusting. You know, and it's like 20 minutes, 30 minutes drive away from here.
The rubbish washes up.
And just rubbish washes up on the beaches, and they haven't cleaned it. Here,
that's a
because
big
it's
problem
such
in Indonesia. The wash.
Absolutely.
I think it's through the straits, the Malacca Straits or something like that. Or
yeah, well, that's further north. That's off Singapore, the Malacca Straits. Yeah. And
Java.
again, you know,
Java.
Java's sort of a bit west of here. We've got the Lombok Straits, I think it is, off here, because that's the next island to the east is Lombok, which is again a really, really cool spot to go to. Big volcano. They got volcanoes everywhere.
You take, because you have your boat, your sailing boat. Let's say you anchor off, and then your tender, which is basically like your little boat, your little rib.
It's
or
your little
whatever.
taxi. Yep.
That's like your little moped to get around town, so to speak, in boating
Absolutely.
towns.
Yep.
Do you have an issue with people trying to steal the tender?
We didn't in Indo at all.
Or can you pretty much disable it by locking it?
Well, you can lock it up, but you know,
Yeah.
if people want to steal something, they're going to steal something.
Bicycle lock,
but
isn't it? You just
yeah.
cut it.
That's pretty much what it is. Or you get some chain and padlocks and whatever. But you know, basically, a thief is. If you got an honest thief, they'll look at it and walk away. Your dishonest thief will go, well, that's nothing. I can get through that. You know, my mate had his. He was in, where the hell was he? I think he was in Malaysia or Thailand. I can't remember, off the west coast. And he was asleep in his cockpit upstairs, and he had the dinghy trailing behind him. And he heard a noise during the night, but took no notice. And he woke up the next morning and his dinghy had gone.
Yeah. Wow.
You know,
These dinghies
they
can be
went-
worth a lot of money.
well, my dinghy alone, just the inflatable dinghy without the motor, cost me 6,000 Australian.
Yeah, I think there's an Italian make dinghy. There's an Italian company, a really good one.
What's Lux got here? Oh, he's got.
Yeah, I was about to say, what is this tree? Because this has fallen from the tree.
They say the
What was
apple
that
never
fruit?
falls far
What
from
was
the tree.
what was the fruit? Oh my God, what's that?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Wow.
It's kind of weird looking.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Some exotic
No,
fruit.
some exotic fruit. Try frying it up and see what it tastes like. Maybe not.
Looks a bit mouldy.
Alert the hospital first.
Sorry, my internet. I don't know what it is. Some exotic fruit.
Yeah. That's the thing in the, you know, when you go into these countries, you see some really strange things, and you just don't know if you can eat it or not. And then one day you'll see someone eating it, and you go, okay, fine. Oh no, it's too late because I haven't seen another one of these fruit.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yep.
So how long are you
Personally, I
staying in Bali? How long are you going to stay in Bali?
I fly back home on Sunday, so
Oh,
late
okay.
Sunday night. Yeah, late.
Have you
late
been there
Sunday night.
long?
I got here yesterday.
Oh, so it's a little trip then.
Yeah, so I think I landed at. By the time I got into the hotel, checked in the hotel, it was after 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I sort of first thing was have a quick shower and then head off to find the nearest shop that sold beer so I can stock up my fridge, and then I drank it all. But you know, I was asleep last night. I think by probably 8 o'clock at night because I've been up since about 2:30 a.m. So you know, 8:30 at night here is equates to 10:30 at night back in Oz. So I've been up constantly on the go. So I just hit a wall. That was a good move. Drink a heap of beer, help myself sleep, wake up this morning refreshed. Had to go and get some milk. So because when I travel, I take my own tea bags with me.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
PG,
I'm
PG
very,
tips.
I'm very
or-
Tetley's.
You know. Jesus.
And the bag that I've got, my girlfriend actually got for me when I landed in the States. She got a whole heap of them, and I've got these left over, so that was kind of cool. Yeah, I've still got tea bags. So I brought them with me. No milk.
spoke with
I do exactly the same thing for Rocco. I put tea bags in my suitcase as well.
He's forgotten to mute himself, hasn't he?
Yeah. Okay. So when are you going back? Are you going anywhere after this, or are
Sorry.
you gonna-
No, I go straight back to Brisbane and then up to Bundy, and start looking at the boat and making a list of jobs which I need to do, because in 2 weeks I'll be up on the hard stand and I've got to paint them. I've got to do work myself, which is, I thought I'd given that stuff up, but I can't get any tradesmen to do any work. So I've got to got to do the bottom paint myself. I've got mechanics coming for 2 days. I've got to pay them travel time because there's no mechanics in Bundy that can do the job for me. So
Have you got
I
to
get
sand
that
it?
all done.
Have you got to do the sanding yourself?
Last year, when I did it, I took it all back to fiberglass.
Yeah.
So
You
we
did it.
started again. I
As in
didn't know I
your-
paid.
your-
No,
yeah.
well, I did it because I wrote the check. I
Right,
wrote the
right.
check to have it done.
Well, it's a lot easier
Which is-
just to do the logistics and then disappear to Bali and
absolutely.
come back and inspect.
Yeah. This time I've actually got to do the sanding and the painting myself, but it only needs a light sand just to key it, and then a couple of coats on. So that's a real, I say simple, but it's not that difficult to do. It's just something I gave all my tools away, and I said to the guy I gave my tools to, I said, "Have you still got them?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm going to need to borrow them."
You put all like a
So what do you
mask
mean?
on. You put
Yeah.
a mask and
I've got to buy masks and stuff, but
Yeah.
at least I can get the tools to do the job, which is good. And then hopefully in 5 days, I'll be up on the hard sand for 5 days and back on the water. And then just a couple of just small little jobs, which I can do anytime. And I'm ready to head out to my annual migration north, which is, it sounds great, but it's only 125 odd miles, and get up there and sit at anchor off a tropical beach for 3 months or 4 months, whatever it might be.
wow.
The girlfriend's talking. I don't know. She's trying to work out when she can. She hasn't seen her daughter-in-law for 2 years. I think 2 years. Yeah, probably 2 years. And she's a U.S. Marine pilot, pilots these Chinook helicopters, and she's stationed in Germany. And so her son and daughter-in-law live in Germany on some base there. But currently, because of the Ukrainian thing, they've sent her off to Latvia, of all places. I don't know what's going on there.
Latvia. Yeah. Well,
That's
I,
a
gue- I
better
guess the Americans have got some sort of base there that they're using.
Absolutely, and they're shipping
support.
stuff over to the Ukrainians. So yeah, I guess she's involved in shipping stuff across however that works. But next week, I think she's got leave coming, so they're flying her son and daughter-in-law are flying to Philadelphia. So the girlfriend's going to fly from where she lives in Cleveland down to Philadelphia, and then go up to New York, where we were only there a little over a month ago. But a friend's birthday or something, so she said, she'll go see a friend who I met when I was there. So those two girls will take her to Broadway show, and then go home, and then, all being well, in August, she'll come over to Oz, the land of Oz.
Yeah. Do you
Hopefully,
know
we'll
what
get some decent weather.
do you know what the weather is like in August in Singapore? Like, is that considered the hottest? August in Europe is summer. Is August?
I
their
think
winter?
Singapore is it's winter certainly, but it's still their
Uh-huh.
dry season. I think it's their dry season, just like here's their dry season, and where Lux is.
Right now it's the
Wherever.
wet season. It's the wet season.
Is
The
it
dry
wet season where you are?
Yeah, the wet season is normally around November, December, January, February.
Uh-huh. And
Okay.
what about
Okay.
August?
But it's really hot, like 40 degrees every day.
Yep. Well,
So
And if it's
Uh,
wet and it's hot, it's humid.
yeah,
I'm trying to guess where he is. I can't guess where he is. I'm guessing Malaysia.
I'll show you how hot I am. This might be a bit intense. Wait, 1 second.
Kuala Lumpur.
He's not going to fry an egg.
So you see my hand is dry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dry. Okay, watch this. Yeah, that's from my head. Do you see the water?
Well,
Well, I'll take your word on that.
Oh, you
Yeah.
can't see.
pretty hard to see. Yeah,
You
it's a
can't see.
hand.
But I'm literally dripping with water.
Yeah.
I'm literally dripping. I think these are banana trees. Do you think they're banana trees?
Let's have a look at them again. Yeah, I think so.
Or
I
a
think these are
coconut.
I
banana
thought they were a
trees.
bit higher. I think they're juvenile banana trees.
Yeah. I think they're banana trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only other problem with Indonesia is they burn a lot of the fields at a certain
Yes.
time of the year, and if you go at the wrong time of year, it's very smoky in the air.
I thought that this morning, funnily enough. I woke up and I just happened to
Haze.
open the window and I thought, yeah, that's it. I couldn't place it, but it was fairly smoky. It's gone now.
Yeah,
But this morning it
the
seemed
farmers
fairly
they
smoky.
burn the fields, the
Yeah.
stubble.
But that
I'm not
happens.
sure when that is.
That happens all over Borneo and everything. They're
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to stop them doing it.
India.
And they're trying to, they're clearing forests and stuff to for palm oil. Certainly Borneo. They're trying to put a stop to it all, but I guess ultimately they're a fairly poor people.
Sure.
So when you're looking at what the hell was it? 50.
The
I
thing
paid.
is,
I had a really good massage in a professional, proper studio, which was you would think would be something out of Brisbane or something, which was professional, nice and clean. Not like one of the girls who were trying to accost me on the streets this morning. And it cost me 100,000 rupiah, which is basically $10 for an hour.
Yeah,
You pay $80, $90, $100 for that in Australia.
Yeah,
the
so
rock
she-
was talking about burning fields off. They still burn fields off here.
Yep.
The wheat, the winter wheat, particularly.
stubble.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
because it's really efficient. You just take a bit of fuel and you light
Yep.
it. It's so easy and efficient. So unless you're going to come up with
That's
some
not the
sort
only
of
reason, Jamie.
They do the same thing in where I live, because
Yeah.
sugar cane is one of the main industries where I live. And after the harvest, they don't set fire to the actual sugar cane where in the old days where you just see these whole big paddocks going up, but they cut them all down and then they plow it all up and make piles, and then just set fire to the piles.
Well,
They
I was
do
gonna-
utilize. They cut up. They basically set fire to the root system, if you will. Because that has to be done every few years, and they do have to for sugarcane. Apparently, they have to do this to put carbon back into the ground.
yeah, the same thing here, but the wheat is so susceptible to disease that they don't want cross contamination when they replant. So they just scorch earth the whole thing and trying to eliminate the possibility of disease spread.
Yep.
So yeah, they tried the government here tried that, and the people that are a lot smarter than them told them no.
Of course. But that doesn't help that farmer, that poor farmer. What's his
No.
alternative? Because it can be very costly. I know there are alternatives, but it's very laborious and costly.
Yeah. Right now,
when you're trying
we're
to tell
in the
that
middle of-
Indian farmer don't light it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, right now we're in the middle of our mosquito hatchery season. Growing rice in every conceivable place, plus soybeans. Lots of soybeans and
That's
rice.
a gorgeous pool. That's stunning, isn't it? Look at that.
Milo, which
This
is a
is the
form of
third pool.
feed corn.
Yeah.
Is that a pool? That is a pool, not just a Yeah, that's a swimming pool. That's not a. That's like a
Yeah.
lap pool, is it? That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's many different pools. There's about 5 different pools. There's like
Wow.
lagoons around. Like if I could literally take you around.
And
So
you
you
can
got
swim
got there.
around the different parts.
then you got some over here. You got like jacuzzi and stuff around here.
Beautiful.
Then you can go under. And you got this over here.
Man, you are in one fancy place.
Not really. This is cheap. This is not fancy.
Looks fancy to me.
No, this is not fancy. This is not fancy. Sorry,
Me
guys.
too.
That looks better than what I've got.
This is mediocre. Lux.
Yeah, this is low quality. This is low grade. Look, I'm the only
Okay.
person here. If it was that great, where's all the punters?
Where's the birds?
Well, you're probably in a similar time zone to me, so probably I'm thinking about dinner.
And they're at work. It's a Tuesday. Or they finished.
What's the time
work,
where you are
actually.
currently, like?
6 o'clock.
Okay, we're in the same time zone. Yep. That's where they are. They're all preparing to go out for dinner and do whatever they do.
Yeah, it's almost 5 a.m. here.
So this is another pool over here. This side.
Wow, look at that.
The tiles are really good as well. You can see they're really clean.
Yep.
Deep blue. Yeah. Is it quite a new development?
No, this is about 7 years old.
Yeah.
Well, that's fairly new.
Yeah.
No, not where I am. Not where I am.
There's a lot.
There's new developments every month. There's new projects.
Wow.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Amazing. I've just been lying around. You can see the surf. I don't know if you can see the surf down there.
I think the only thing new we have around here is graffiti.
Ooh.
That's a nice view. That's an amazing view.
Yeah, you can just see there's a couple of little temple things, and there's the surf beach just literally across the road.
If you wave, I might just see you.
There you go. I'm waving.
Let me go to your same view and 1 second. I need to go to the same sunset. Shit, where's the sun?
So yeah, the sun's sort of just setting. It's gone. It's gone. It's hiding behind that little storm cloud that's appeared again.
Yeah. That looks amazing.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, there's a pool. There's no one in it now,
Not
so I can
bad.
show it better. You know,
How long have you been sitting there for?
on this spot for about, what's it say? Well, you've been live for an hour or 48 minutes. I sat down thinking I was going to go and have a swim, and then I realised that you were doing a stream, so I thought, well, I'll watch it, and then I decided to jump on it and had to go in the AirPods. So, however long ago that was.
Nice. Are you feeling
I-
relaxed?
Oh, absolutely. I'm on my,
Yeah.
I think my third beer here. I did go for a walk. I went for a walk and bought beer this morning, and then came back, and then I looked at the clock and I went, you know what? I think I need to get some lunch. So I went for another walk and walked into this bar, and I had a bintang and a Mia Goring. Lux will know what a Mia Goring is. And I hadn't had one of those for 9 years. And so I had 3 beers with that. And it was just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I think it cost me not even, $20. Just, I can't remember. I remember having that when I was in another Indonesian island, a little bit more remote, but a lot further west from where I am. And we used to have that for breakfast. beer and a bintang and a mere goreng, which is basically fried noodles and prawns and egg and stuff. You know, and it's just filling. It's just beautiful. Yeah, you know, I'm thinking here, well, I could go and have dinner, but do I really need it? Well, plenty of beer in the fridge, and a bar of chocolate, half a bar of chocolate. No way at all. Have you got that? Where's the sun there, Lux? he's still pointing at the pool. So yeah, this is exactly what the doctor ordered. Just sitting by a pool, drinking beer, chatting with mates. What more can you ask for?
Yeah, man. It's nice just to slow things down.
Absolutely. And I'll throw this in just for a laugh. And resisting the urge to go for a $4 hand job.
The week is long. The week is
You're
long.
not resisting. You're not resisting. You know you want to.
No. I couldn't do it. $4.
It's early days. You've only been there a day. It's still early
I've only
days.
been here a day. No, I'm a good boy. I'm very loyal. I'm very loyal to
Archie would be disappointed in you.
Archie would want the video. It was so funny when this girl said this. Oh, he gets it quietly, you know. I'll give you a hand job and blow job. 40,000 look here. And I was thinking, oh my God, that's $4. I'm walking down the road and I'm still laughing 5 minutes later. And then I got accosted again.
Very good price.
Why don't you pay for your security? Pay for your security to have a good time.
Say that again.
The
You need to pay
entourage.
somebody to have a good time. You need to give someone a good time. Like you pay for them to go and have a good time.
Well, I'm not that much of a celebrity that I've got an entourage.
You got to choose the worst girl you can find and pay that.
Absolutely. Oh, there was one chick. She stopped me, and some of them are pretty aggressive, and they grab your arm and they won't let go. And I said, "Listen, no." And then she pointed across the road, and this girl come over, and she said, "You have her. She give you a good time, love you long time." And I went, "I haven't heard that for a long time." And I looked at this girl, and I thought, I just said to this chick, I said, "She's too young. Sorry, but no, she's way too young. Leave me be." "Okay, you have me." And I went, no. I don't have you. Just unbelievable. I did not think Bali was like this, or in this area maybe. I've never actually stayed in this part of Bali before, so and it is the main tourist area, really.
I thought Bali was exactly like that. I thought Bali was like backpackers and all raves and all that kind of stuff.
I think that maybe it is. Where I stayed was a bit out of the way. It was a bit quieter. This is supposed to be a little bit more laid back. I'm on a place called Legian Beach, which is just a little bit, I don't know, it's next door to Kuta, which is the main area, where all the stuff happens. But of course, you know, Bali's only been open, I think, for a month or so. So it's sort of, they're trying to build it up, and maybe this is just a new thing. I don't know, because I've never actually been in this area and stayed in this area before and spent this amount of time here before. So I just thought it was, I didn't expect to, you know, get offered a hand job this morning when I went for a walk, that's for sure. Well, it wasn't only a hand job, of course. It was a hand job, blow job. But
this is the amazing thing about Asia. Could you ever imagine going to the shopping mall or walking on the street of Australia, and some lady goes up to you and says, "All right, mate, yeah, you want to come in and have a bit of fun?"
I could not.
Some like 50-year-old fat woman.
Yeah. It was, you know, I thought Mexico was a bit of an eye-opener when walking through Cozumel and Playa del Carmen, because they were both as bad. Every single vendor, I was saying this before, was trying to get you to come into their store, or girls sitting outside their massage places trying to get you to come for a massage. And I didn't expect to have the same thing happen to me here. It kind of happened a little yesterday, but I didn't think it was kind of to the degree that it was happening in Mexico. And then this morning, where I've gone a different direction and actually found the main drag, and it was just unbelievable. Everything. They're trying to rent me motorbikes. They're trying to rent me. Do I want a taxi? Do I want a head job? Do I want a bloody freaking hat? Do I, whatever I wanted, whatever I needed, or they thought I need. There was one. Actually, there was more than one guy. I was quite insulted. I have Viagra, and I was thinking, fuck, do I need that old? I said, I don't need it, mate. Oh,
No. Maybe what he meant was he has Viagra for himself, so you and him can go and have.
It was absolutely bizarre. Yeah, but some funny shit goes on. It gave me a laugh anyway. Something to talk about on the Escapement channel.
What you eating, Jamie? Burgers and chips?
No. Rice, mincemeat, sweet corn, and green beans.
It looks too healthy.
It sounds. I thought it was going to be healthy. That's actually not bad. I was expecting to see, because you're in Spain, and apparently you're in the middle of a heat wave in Spain. I think I read.
In parts. Here it's 28 Celsius.
Oh, that's not so
but
bad.
my aircon's gone, so it's quite warm in here.
Okay, yeah.
And they've just left. They just left. They were willing to change the gas, but they said the machine's like 15 years old.
Probably used it. Passes used by date.
Yeah, just because you're just patching it up, and then they're going to come again in 8 months' time. So, I love this office. I've been here for 4 or 5 years. I'm not going to leave this office. So, we're going to get a quote for a new machine and get some comfort.
My mother's furnace and air conditioning unit is 21 years old. Put in 2001.
Still going strong?
Yeah.
Wow. That's very unusual for this day and age because things aren't designed for that.
But it's Rocco, you'll recognize this. It's a conventional. It's not a heat pump.
It's what? Sorry.
It's a conventional. It's not a heat pump.
Okay.
You'll recognize that. Jamie may not.
Yeah, not sure.
Yeah, ours has the heating and the cooling. You can see it there for the vent.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then on the roof of the building.
Yeah.
My boat has that. Heating and cooling through one unit.
Yeah.
Have you ever given tours of your boat on your channel or anything? Oh, you don't have a channel, do you?
Me?
No, he does. He does.
So say that again, Lux.
Have you ever given a tour? Have you ever given a tour of your boat? Have you ever showed us around?
I don't think I have. I've done a couple of little videos when I was in Mexico. Look, I do have a channel, but it's just for fun for me.
Stealing the leads.
Subscribe now.
Like and subscribe and tell your friends. Yeah. And they'll all just go there for a laugh, and everyone else will unsubscribe. I think I've got 26 subscribers, which I find bizarre.
Let's get the Rocco to 100 before the end of the stream.
I was actually thinking about doing a video of here. And
there you go.
Sort of, I did a couple in Mexico. I did a just raw footage because I can't be bothered to do any editing. It's just too difficult with an iPad, especially when I was away. So I did some raw footage on a place that we stayed called Ventanas del Mar or something, the window to the sea. in English, because that was a really cool place. So I did this raw footage, just walked it in and walked around, swore a bit, and talked like I do, and then published that, and that's got the most views out of anything that I've ever done, which is not that many in the scheme of things, but it's still a couple of hundred views in absolutely no time. And then I did a 10-minute walk in Playa del Carmen at 10 o'clock at night when all the parties were starting to happen. And I say starting, that was probably 10 o'clock at night. It's a bit early for most people, but I'm not 20, I'm 60. When the kids, when the 20-year-olds go out to party, I've been snoring for 2 hours. But I did that, and that's had a few views. And I was thinking of maybe doing a little walk around here, and maybe across the beach, and possibly putting that on. And it's not for. It's for my benefit. For later years, I can go, well, I've lost this video, it's disappeared, but hey, I could look at my YouTube thing and look at the shit that I put on there. No, I don't think, I haven't got anything with this current boat on there. I've got my old boat, which when I was anchored at wherever the hell that was a few years ago. Just a bit of music, 3-minute video. I walked around the deck of the old yacht in this lagoon. Oh my God, I recognise that.
You see the red bit at the bottom of each video.
Yeah, you've watched every single video.
I've been a loyal subscriber. I've been watching everything. Every video I've watched.
Good God, all 5 of them. 6 of them, is it 5 or 6? 6.
Yeah.
Good God. Yeah.
6.
Oh,
That
but
one,
Damien,
the one on the far right,
Santo.
that was 2007, I think. Yeah, that one. That's for the scuba diving in
Wow.
Vanuatu. Yeah, that's me. There's me.
that's amazing.
That was
2008.
2008. Yeah.
What
That was
camera
a
do you
birthday
use? Like a GoPro?
I don't know, because my mate who owned the dive shop did all the footage and then just gave me the footage.
Nice.
Yeah. Because it's hard to do that sort of vision and hold a camera. Yeah, that's inside a shipwreck. President
Wow.
Coolidge, if anyone's interested, in wherever the hell it is now, I forget, in Vanuatu.
Is it quite scary? Because it's quite dark, isn't it? Is it quite scary?
Well, you're right
when-
inside. No, I love it. That's
Yeah.
part of the diving that I haven't done it for so long now. That's that kind of dive, but I really used to love that stuff. This ship it hit one of its own mines in a minefield in Vanuatu. It was a cruise ship delivering munitions and troops and stuff, and hit one of their own. He was impatient. He got impatient, and he went to enter the port before he got clearance to go for the minefield, and hit his own minefield.
Oh.
So he ran the ship up the beach, and they all got off. I think only one person died, and then this thing tipped over. Oh my God!
Is this your ex or?
That's an X and X. That's 2006. Oh God, 14 or 15.
Yeah. She looks alright.
Yeah.
She looks nice.
Yeah.
Are you hitting on his ex, Jamie?
I like MILFs.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, she was a pure nut.
Wow.
She was a good chick. She actually put this video together. She did this. It was all just done with photographs.
The thing about diving that is really always hard for me is you look down and it never ends, and you want to put your feet on the floor and you can't.
Yeah, that can happen. You know, that particular wreck that sits at 70. The stern of it is at 70 meters. I've only been down to I think about 56 meters on that wreck. It's the it's the biggest, most accessible shore dive in the world. Can you imagine a cruise ship sitting on a beach and then sinking off, just falling down the beach? Just amazing, incredible stuff. This thing's that's my old yacht. That's a long time ago. God, I've forgotten about that.
So is your new yacht an upgrade from that one?
My new boat is totally different because it's a motorboat.
This is a sailboat.
That's a sailboat. Yeah. This is Lady Musgrave Island. Yeah. Wow. Another ex-girlfriend sitting in the cockpit on that one. That was so hot. That was I think that was December or January. I can't remember. And that was stinking hot day.
Would you ever want to sail around the world?
No. Those days for me, really, they've gone. I'd set this boat up to sail across the Pacific to Noumea and then maybe Fiji, but never got round to doing it because by the time I finished the season, it was halfway through, so I just went next year, and then things happened, and I ended up buying the new boat. And I just thought, you know what, if I ever want to do passages like that, I can always do it I can always become crew on someone else's boat. It's just easier. So I've done a few of those, but not since. So no, my sailing days are probably over now. Just turn that key, push the levers forward, and go as fast as I can to get. There's it. Yeah, that's another wreck. That's a different one.
How many extras do you have?
Yeah. Actually, I was talking to her the other day. I dumped her for my current one.
As long as you're upgrading, that's all that matters.
Well, it depends. Upgrade is a relative thing. Is it looks, or is it age, or is it? Oh,
I'm not talking about looks. I'm talking about everything.
Yeah,
the whole package.
Everything. Yeah, I had a little bit. My current one's a little bit younger than the last one, and we have a little bit more in common. This is actually my marina, and I just set the drone up and just did a 360.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Do they own the rest of that land?
They own a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
They won't spend any money on it, but they're basically they've stopped other people doing any developments there.
Yeah.
There's nothing next door. You know, literally, there's to the right of that shot. There's a few buildings happening and stuff. That was a few years old now. That's probably 2017, I think. There's a little bit of build-up going on, but basically the marina's there with nothing next door either side. There's no. Your nearest house is a 5-minute drive away, I guess. Your nearest shop is. I use my scooter to go to the shop. It takes me about 10 minutes.
Yeah, there's a lot
It's not a bad spot.
of sailboats on the hard.
Absolutely on there, yeah.
Go by the masts.
Yes.
Let's see the marinas. What's the makeup? Yeah, it's pretty similar.
Yeah. I'm not sure how long my phone's going to stay charged for, but I'm going to grab one more beer and see how we go. Right?
Nice.
One more, thank you.
One for the
So
road.
if you haven't subscribed to Sirocco Sales, make sure you do it right now.
There you go. You've just seen 4 good reasons why not to. Yeah, as I say, it was all done. It's I've done it as a bit of a joke for myself, really, and that's about it. But you know, I might do something. We'll see.
Let's get Sirocco to 1,000, And then
Oh God.
Yeah, let's get Sirocco monetized.
and then we
Yeah,
get the,
yeah,
super
yeah.
chats.
Yeah,
Let's get the super chats going.
Let's get the super chats rolling, and yeah, that'll cause a friction, won't it? Unbelievable. I remember actually on Marcelo time, someone before Christmas, someone said, "Oh, he has a channel. Let's get him to 100." Yeah, I know. It's the pool's starting to light up. Very quiet. 6:20.
What are you drinking? The same as before?
I'm drinking. Yeah, same as I tend to stick with beer. You know, it's I'm just on the Indonesian bintang. It's a nice drop. I'm kind of very simple taste like that. I rarely drink spirits. I do drink. Thank you very much. Thank you. I drink a little bit of Captain Morgan with pine coconut juice, a mix of pineapple and coconut, which is so you put an allspice rum with that, and it's a really refreshing drink. I was going to buy a bottle and bring it in, and I just thought, you know what? Why bother? You know, I don't need it.
We just need Jamie to show. We need Jamie to show off his swimming pool next.
Oh my God! Can you imagine that palatial residence he lives in?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's home. This is the office.
Do you have your own private lift, Jamie?
No, I live on the ground floor.
Don't. Yeah, I was gonna say, don't say.
Oh, come on! He doesn't want to dox himself. He lives in
you
a penthouse.
send them round. My security is very good. In fact, I'm upgrading the security even further. I've got it on my post-it note to remind me.
Post-it, okay. I've upgraded my security. I wrote it on a post-it note.
Get the home alarm. Get the home aircon maintained. So I want to get that service. And my home alarm system is really good, but I'm going to upgrade it a little bit more and get a camera actually installed on the terrace and one of them smoke things that just fill the room with smoke.
I'm just going to be back in a minute. I'm going to mute the mic. I'll leave the cam going, but I'm just going to mute the mic and go and take a leak.
Show us the sexy girls. Show us the sexy girls. Show us the sexy girls.
There's no one here.
Show us the toilet.
They've all gone, and they're all preparing to go out for, do the party stuff and have dinner and, do your family thing and whatever they're doing. There's not much. I'll leave that view. I'm just going to mute myself while I go and take a leak. I'll be back.
Nice. Now we can all imagine Sirocco going to take a leak.
Yep.
Do you want me to go to the toilet and give you the visual representation as well?
The sound. We need the sound.
Oh.
Of the. Here we go.
Yeah, the soundboard.
Yeah, we need to get a Sirocco soundboard. So, yeah. What else is happening, Jamie?
What can I say, mate? Just getting on, doing a bit of work. All eyes on Asia. Heading.
Oh, you're coming to Asia?
Yeah, I'm heading to Singapore on the 31st of July for.
Oh wow, so fast.
Yeah. So I'm going to Kuala Lumpur as well for a week. Yeah, so 11 days in Singapore and then 7 days in Kuala Lumpur. Then I got Mexico City, Ciudad de Mexico, and then in Vegas in October. So I got 3 months of one trip a month for 3 months.
Wow.
August, September, and October.
That sounds amazing. It's going to be an epic summer for you.
Yeah, and it's very important for me. I have
the bad
so much
thing
illusion.
about coming to Las Vegas in late October is that's coming into winter.
In October,
Yeah,
is it?
yeah.
What is it? Cold?
It ain't gonna be hot.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. I'm from England.
It's gonna be off
I'm
season.
adapt-
I mean, it's not. You know, you have to understand their average humidity is like 4%.
Yeah. Yeah, it
So it's
says
desert.
between 8 Celsius and 29. So I guess it gets really cold at night.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I'll be spending my time in the casino more than anything.
Yeah.
In the yeah. Yeah, I don't mind cold weather.
I hate cold weather. Huh.
Yeah, I like
I
cold
love
weather.
the cold. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you're in the
Yeah.
sun every day, having like a crisp cold morning is beautiful. You know, smelling the crisp morning dew. Yeah.
Yeah, because
With a warm
especially right
cup of,
now, I just feel
hot
hot.
chocolate.
I got the windows open. The aircon needs repairing. I just feel hot. So the idea of cold weather right now would be amazing.
Oh, cold weather. I caught the last end. Cold weather. The idea of cold weather is amazing. No, it's not. That's why I'm in Bali.
Thank you. I don't like cold weather either.
Is it an age thing? How old are you, Sean? Are you elderly, older than us?
No. I'm in my late 40s.
Oh, so you're
Wow.
older
God.
than me and Jamie.
He's a baby.
He's young.
But I still don't like the cold weather.
I'm hanging out with a bunch of kids.
Yeah, but we aspire to be like you when
Yeah.
we're your
Hey,
age.
for God's sake, don't do that. You're
Can
probably in
you imagine?
if you weren't married, Jamie, you could probably do it by the time you're 40. I had to
Well,
wait till 50.
It's still early days, there's still
This is
time
true.
for a divorce and
Absolutely.
anything
Absolutely.
can happen.
Don't tempt fate.
You know, there's a question in the chat. Alexandros Foti has a question for Jamie.
Yeah, he's on to me.
Alex should jump on. I haven't
Alex.
spoken to Alex for a long time.
Hey, Alex.
Pop on, Alex.
No.
It'd be
Jim,
great to talk to him. I
have-
haven't seen him for ages. I can't see the chat for some reason. I don't get with the
It was
phone.
live. He
Yeah.
was live last night.
If Alex is coming, I need to quickly jump into the gym because Alex is going to kick my ass. So I better go into the gym.
I know. He is all bloody. He's guns, isn't he?
All right, I'm in the gym. So if Alex is here, I'm doing it.
This watchmaking. Look what it does to you when you're a watchmaker. You just
He's so busy, he doesn't have time to eat. He's
I've
making
just bloody
watches.
found.
How many kilos should I do?
20.
At least, 20.
Should I go for the 5s? I'll go for the 50. Let me go for the 50s.
The problem is, Lux, you do know Alex will do that with another appendage.
I know.
He won't do that with his arms. Please don't be offended, Alex.
What make is the running machine?
Sigma.
Okay. Do you use
Is that
it?
a good one?
No,
Is that a
I've
good
not
one?
heard of it. Have you been using it though? I've not heard of it. He's gone.
He fell off. This is, I'm talking of weights and stuff. This is the first hotel that I've ever stayed in where there is a pair of dumbbells in the room. Apart from the big dumbbell, you're looking at on cam now, but there are a pair of dumbbells. They're not heavy. They might be 2 or 3 kilos, I guess, or maybe 5. No, they're probably more like 5. But I've never seen that in a hotel room before. That.
No, I think
bizarre.
generally you can request in some hotels for them to bring.
Oh, maybe
some
you
along.
can request them, but
Ah.
for them actually to be there, sitting there in the cupboard.
Hmm.
I told my girlfriend
Wow.
that, and I said, I put them on the floor. She said, "Oh, what are you going to do with them?" I said, "Well, I put them on the floor, and they're not doing anything." And I pointed the remote control at them, and they don't roll around the floor or anything. I can't get them started.
No. Alex said he was in the room before you.
I just seen the chat there, Alex. We haven't chatted for ages. Great to see you on the stream and have a chat. It'd be absolutely magnificent. I like Alex. He's a great guy. Great guy.
Yep.
Yeah. He was streaming last night with D Time.
Okay, yeah. You see, that's what I found with the time differences now. It was great when I was even in Mexico and the States. It wasn't so bad, and certainly when I was in Jersey. But since I got back to Australia and the time differences now, they make it so difficult.
This would have been here he is. This would have been about 10 last night.
Hey.
Okay. Alex, how are you, buddy? Great
How's
to
it
see you.
going? Hey,
You're looking well. You're looking well, mate.
Thank you. Looking
When does Alex not look well? I've never seen Alex not look well.
Listen, I went out on the weekend and I'm still feeling it. Jesus.
Oh.
Hey, Alex.
Hey, sure. How are you?
Doing well.
Good.
When you say that you went out on the weekend, what does that entail? Going to the gym?
No, I didn't. I went to the gym on that night, but then I went out for some drinks and it just killed me. I went to a Gordon Ramsay restaurant in Liverpool, and then I had some drinks with a friend, but my body couldn't take it. It was just nuts.
This is what happens when you get to super fitness.
Oh, listen, apparently I'm obese according to my BMI, so I won't say I'm.
So what are we then?
I'm morbid.
What the hell am I?
Morbidly.
Jamie's like a retired rugby player.
Yeah, that's right. I'm built like a rugby player.
Yeah.
Don't mess with me.
I heard that because you're about 6'4", aren't you, Jamie?
No, am I fuck? I'm 6 foot.
No, I saw the Tim Wright bloody archaeology movie, and you look massive. No, you got to be taller than that. You look like you were taller than Archie.
Yeah, I've not measured myself since I was probably about 19. So maybe I have grown a bit since.
Well, when I saw that movie, you look taller than Archie. Now I've stood next to Archie, and I'm 6'1" and a bit, and Archie's taller than me. He's probably 6'3". Nah. And you look like I'd say he would have to be 6'3", Archie.
Archie's really tall. He's very tall.
He is. I mean, he's a big guy anyway, but he's tall as well.
Yeah, he's about 6'2" or 6'3". Yeah, you're right.
I put close to 6'3", I think, because I'm 6'1" and a bit perhaps. I used to be 6'2", but now I'm old. When you get old, like I am, you shrink. At least in height, nothing else. But that'd be impossible.
Shrivels up.
Growing up and you grow out, huh?
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't. I've always. I only weigh. What do I weigh? 87 kilos.
How tall are you?
About 6'1" and a bit, roughly.
Nice, healthy.
So I've been very fortunate, and considering the amount of beer that I drink, I've been really lucky. Don't know why. I think I got my mother's gene because she was always very slim. I'm fairly fortunate in that regard. So instead of fluid retention, which is all that beer guts are, is just fluid retention. I drink it and piss it, which is perfect.
Yeah,
I was just thinking, Jamie. I was just thinking that the title of this stream was something about about the watch market disappearing, and then suddenly we've gone into a general chit chat.
We can update the title.
Yeah.
What do you think of the watch market?
I missed that.
So, Jamie? What do you think of the watch market at the moment?
Well, I can't say I'm an expert on the watch market, but I do have a general understanding of what's happening globally, economically, and I just believe that it's all linked. And yeah, I expect the prices to continue to drop, especially towards the back end of the year, when things really start to get, felt by people. People are already feeling it, but they're really going to start feeling it towards the end of the year.
I think
And that's
as
when people
interest
need to
rates go
offload.
up, I think as interest rates go up, I think luxury goods is going to go down. Or there's not going to be such a market for it. And luxury goods, I don't mean just watches. I think watches, the grey market has to drop. That was always unsustainable in my view.
All of it, the handbags,
And then
the girls,
everything,
they got
And
10
then for us,
handbags. They're not
you're
going to
in
need
the
another.
I've had this discussions a lot over the past few months, quite a few months, but it was before this global thing seems to be happening, before cryptos crash, share markets are tumbling, everything seems to be tumbling. House prices in Australia they've hit a peak, and
Yep.
I believe they're starting to drop again.
Yeah, I've heard as
or
well
at least
with cars. Cars have started
cars,
dropping.
I think, are going to start dropping. I think I said before Christmas, before I went away, that I was thinking, and this was only a purely Australian point of view, because the pandemic had closed us off and we couldn't do anything. So people started buying boats and caravans and whatever. And I have friends who bought they bought a boat brand spanking new 3 years ago, had 3 years use out of it, and they sold it, I think, just before Christmas or just after Christmas for what they paid for it, which is just
after using it.
unbelievable. Yeah, after having that use for 3 years, and the troubles they've had with it as well, hitting dead bodies and whatever. So my thoughts were then that give it 2 years, I might take a hit on the current boat that I've got, but I think I'll win if I go to upgrade in about a year to 18 months, 2 years. And I'm now with what's going on, share markets tumbling, et cetera, I actually think that my predictions are actually going to be right. I think I'll take a massive hit on what I've got, but I'll be able to afford something quite spectacular. Hopefully, within 2 years. If that doesn't happen, I don't care, because I've got a perfectly good boat now. But I want to go from 46 foot to 55 foot, and then say, that's it. I've achieved what I want in the boating world, and the perfect liveaboard, if that makes sense. Because but no boats are designed to live on, not permanently. But the better you can get, the easier it is, if that makes sense. So that's just purely from a boating perspective. The watch market, I think there's a lot of grey markets going to fall over. I really believe that.
I think you're right.
Or if they don't fall over, their profits aren't going to be as great as they were.
Yeah.
Because ADs aren't going to be starting to sell that. There would be no advantage for them, for an AD to start selling them directly to a grey dealer. They may as well just start selling to your normal person who wants to just go out and buy a watch. Like, because this has really only been 3 years, I think. Alex will know more than me, and Jamie, you probably all know more than me. But I think it's only been about 3 years that this grey market
But there's always a frenzy right at the end, and that's what we just witnessed.
Yes, I think so. So hopefully I'm right. It'd be good for things to get back to normal and start seeing that you can just go and buy a bloody watch.
And then here in the States, you've got to keep in mind that we're going to be having midterm elections in November. So the first Tuesday in November is going to be our election. So that's
and everyone's going to blame Biden for what's happening globally, and that's a funny thing with your country.
Yeah.
We just had elections in Australia, and the opposition leader, the now opposition leader, is already blaming, after a week
Yeah.
out of power, is already blaming the new government for the ills of the world, where they've been in government for 10 years, you know, and they've just gone. Even the newspapers, the media are saying, "Hey, the guy's only been in it for a week. You've had 10 years. Why? What do you on about? You know, it's rubbish."
Yeah. So that's what you got to look forward to on the television here, Jamie, when you show up in October. It's like
what's
a
that?
week before the general election.
Oh, is it? Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, November the 5th
is
is our election
when
day.
is it? Yeah, November the 5th. Okay.
I mean, not
Bonfire
the 5th. Sorry, whatever the first Tuesday is in November
Yeah.
is our election day in the States.
Wow.
So you're
Yeah,
going to get
America-
political ads like hell and gone.
Yeah, they really get into it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is Alex working on a watch there?
So,
Is Alex working on a watch? What's he doing?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on a Submariner. I'll bring the camera and I'll show you.
Yeah, I haven't seen your work, your craft, your art for a long time.
So, Jamie, look at it this way. We have an election every 2 years. We have
Yeah.
a presidential election every 4 years.
Uh-huh.
So, Biden is going to be in just 2 years elected. So, yeah.
Who's he running against?
Biden, nobody this time, but this is all midterm.
Okay. Yeah. Midterm elections.
Mm-hmm. I know that doesn't make any sense to anybody else in the world but us.
No.
I don't think it makes much sense to you guys either, to be honest.
You're right.
Yeah. What's happening here? Lux has gone for a swim. Has Lux gone for a swim?
Looks that way.
Oh, the lights have come on. I don't know if I can compete. Let's see. Hang on,
Get the
that's the deck.
fertilizer on that on the
Oh.
plate.
Yeah.
No, it's dark 30 there.
It's pretty dark now. They've got these little lights which change colour. They're blue. They're not really showing up, are they?
A little bit.
Yeah. Not that great.
Jamie,
My boat does that.
have you said you've got gold reserve? You've got quite a lot of it.
Maybe 100 grand.
Fort Knox goes.
Wow.
Fort Knox goes to Jamie for a loan. Can we have some gold back?
As in 100,000 sterling.
Dollars. I have in Singapore. I've got 2 bars. One is 1 kilo, and one is 100 grams.
Yeah.
And then at home I've got I don't know, I should say that, but yeah, I've got 10 Krugerrands and also 1 250 gram bar.
Yeah. You
See, I've stayed away from Krugerrands and gone and bought things like, and I only have a couple. Just things like I've got a 1 ounce Kangaroo, I've got a 1 ounce Britannia and a Maple Leaf, and I didn't go for Krugerrands because Krugerrands are not considered currency; they're considered jewelry.
Okay, yeah.
And they're subject
that
to
affects,
certain.
yeah.
Yeah, that affects GST, where your Maple Leaf, your Britannia, and your what was the other one I talked about, the Kangaroo, they're considered currency. They actually have a face value, so there's no GST attracted.
GST might be like
And see,
20%.
Yeah.
Just
for
makes no
hair
sense.
salon-
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. Where I'm in Australia, it's GST 10%. In UK, obviously VAT is what 20% now.
Yeah.
So that's why I stayed away. I mean, they look very pretty, and I used to deal with them when I owned a jewelry store in Jersey back in the 80s, where I'd get people come over from the UK because Jersey in those days didn't have GST or VAT, they would buy Krugerrands off me, 10 at a time, which was nice to me. I'd make a couple of quid, nothing serious. But then they'd take them back to the UK and they'd sell them with VAT added and pocket the VAT.
Oh, that's bad. That's not good.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people used to do it. A lot of people got caught. It didn't matter to me. Yeah, it didn't matter to me because I'm just selling them. You know, they've come in. I don't know who the hell they are. They've asked me if I can get them, and I'd put on a little bit for myself, and I'd make enough. You know, but in those days, I think a Krugerrand, a 1 ounce Krugerrand, was £100. Now they're $1,500 a pound or something, probably more.
The UK's most wanted lady's just been arrested. She was doing a mobile phone VAT scam for a billion sterling.
Well,
You know,
it was quite a common thing in the 80s for, you know, you'd see in these people that luckily none of the ones were any clients of mine, but I remember you'd see in the news, they go, oh, these guys have been in Jersey and they've been buying up Krugerrands, going to the UK and selling them off. And, you know, that's what they used to do. And then they get caught and then they cry, well, they go to jail for a couple of years, you know, but they still made a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't like that sort of thing. It's all wrong.
No, but that's what was happening in those days. Jersey now, because Jersey does have a GST, albeit it's only 5%.
They should do all the fag runs as well, the cigarettes.
Oh my God, did they just? They still do that now, though, don't
The
they?
backy.
They Jersey was it's not as cheap now as it was in those days, and there is tax. I think nowadays your cigarette runs are coming in from Eastern Europe and places like that. Yeah. You know, you watch.
Yeah,
I mean, we got Australia.
Half the problem is they sell fake cigarettes.
Yes.
You don't want to smoke these fake cigarettes. Very bad.
See, even in Australia, I've never come across it because I don't smoke, but they grow tobacco in Victoria, and they sell it on the black market. They call it chop. And they sell it off, and it's a lot cheaper than, because there's no tax, because the government's making so much money on excise and stuff. With cigarettes, anything, petrol, God, don't start about petrol. Yeah. There's something I saw on Facebook about the price of petrol in the UK, and it listed all the who gains most, and the entity that makes the most profit out of a gallon or a liter of petrol. And it doesn't matter if you're in the UK, if you're in Australia, or if you're in United States. The government are the people who make the money. Actually, I'm not sure about the United States, but certainly the UK.
Yeah,
and
you're
Australia.
right. You're right.
Yeah. Australia actually, Australia have halved their excise because petrol was going up so much. They've actually halved their excise, but that's due to run out in about a month. And that's 22. It's dropped to 22 cents a litre. And that's going to go on, I think, next month or something. That gets added on. And fuel is astronomical in Australia at the moment as it is. So when the government, unless the new government turn around and say, okay, we'll keep the excise down, and what government does that?
Yeah, the tax here is about 75 cents on the dollar is tax.
Well,
when the next fill up, instead of using
they don't get enough tax.
Yep.
Instead of using the premium diesel, I'm going to use the cheap one next time.
Yours is diesel, yeah. You see, my car is petrol, and it doesn't like anything other than premium. It'll go for 95, I think, but it's usually 98 that I put in. and because it just doesn't like anything less than that. And last time I had to put in just normal petrol, and it's okay because it was only half a tank, so it was mixed a bit. But I can't do that. I've just got to pay the premium. When I left to go to Mexico in December, petrol in Australia was, I think, if I remember right, was about $1.40 a litre where I live. And now, and that was the premium, the highest high grade. Now it's like $2.15. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've even been in my car. I have eco mode. I
Yes.
press the eco mode. I've been driving in economy mode.
Yeah, well, you've got to. I've got a setting in my car which is a sports setting, and it really doesn't do much except when you decelerate, it squirts a little dribble of fuel into the exhaust, so it makes a nice little rumble and noise. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's a pure waste of fuel, and I keep forgetting to switch it off. But it sounds that great.
Yeah.
Let's see. Right
Times
now we're sitting at about
tough.
4.30 a gallon here. And
Gallon?
Our gallon is
That's a US gallon, which is 3 point something liters.
3.7. Yeah. How much was it?
3.78.
Yeah, how much dollar?
4.30.
So €4, $4.30 divided by 3.78 is $1.13 a litre. That's cheap.
That's cheap as chips.
But it is killing us here.
They bitch and whine about it because they're so heavily subsidized in the States.
Is that for petrol?
Yes.
Wow.
Diesel is about $6. And that's what everything's transported on.
So you're
trains,
okay. So
the trucks, all that's diesel.
yeah. So you're paying 100. You're paying 93p a litre in pounds.
It's crazy, isn't it? And what are you
much is
paying,
it in
Jamie?
England?
Oh, I think that's up in the £2.50 or something range, isn't it?
A couple of pound a litre.
I think more.
Yeah.
I think more.
Let's check UK.
Alex
price.
doesn't drive. Alex runs and jogs everywhere, doesn't he?
Yeah, in the UK, it's reached £1.85 a litre.
£1.85 a litre.
Yeah,
I do
so that's
remember
double.
it was a lot
That's
more
double.
than that once.
America's
that's
93p.
crazy.
UK is £1.85.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
So
double.
But I mean, this time 2 years ago, we were paying $2.25 a gallon.
So like half.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you notice it. You notice it, of course. You notice it.
Oh, you're bound to. It's all relative. It sounds, it sounds for shot that is really expensive for us. We just go, that's not that much really in the scheme of things. But as you say, when you've been used to that for so long, and your transport costs, I mean, normal countries don't, because I think in the US it's pretty heavily subsidized by the government. Where in most other countries it's the opposite, where they just take their cut and don't care and take as much as they can.
Yeah, I mean the price is the price, apart from the delivery costs, and then whatever they want to tax it.
Absolutely, you get delivery costs, and then your retailer makes maybe, I think in Australia, 3 or 4 cents a litre. He doesn't pay much.
Yeah, I've got the Spain's gasoline price for shot. In US dollar, a gallon is $8.40.
Well, they're saying we're probably going to reach that by September.
€2.20 a litre.
Wow.
Yeah.
€2.20 a litre. What's €2.20 in Australian dollars?
Okay, so Aussie dollar.
Yep.
Aussie dollar 220. Okay, 220, 2.20. That's $3.32.
Holy shit! That's like $1.15
Now,
more than what I'm
now you
paying.
know why I've got economy mode on. You know.
Yeah, now you got economy mode, and your better economy is probably don't turn the key.
Yeah.
Just walk.
I'll start walking to work.
Yeah,
For me,
get a bicycle.
for me, it's $1.75 Australian per liter.
That's all right.
And
Yeah,
the one
in
thing
actual
Half.
fact, I was talking to these people yesterday who were Australian. I think barley is something like 75 Australian a litre. 75 cents a litre. It's not even a buck. Because I think the government just don't hit us. Hit them like they do in the rest of the world.
But also because the people wouldn't be able to live if the price was like the Western world. How could they
Absolutely.
transport anything at that kind of price?
And
So-
let's be fair, the people here, and probably the same where you are, Lux, is, you know, not everyone can afford to buy a car.
Yeah. Most people have
You know,
motorbikes.
they have motorbikes or push bikes. It's quite amazing the amount of scooters and stuff.
Hong Kong is this is the list of price per liter of US dollar. The cheapest is obviously the likes of Venezuela, but the
Yep.
most expensive is Hong Kong.
Wow.
You got Norway, Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Greece, Sweden, Congo, yeah, Singapore.
Congo?
Isn't it about £2 a liter in the UK now? Unleaded.
Yeah, well, it is, mate. Yeah, exactly. UK. I got it here. Where are we? Here we go. UK petrol prices. Average price of this was 13th of June, so yesterday. The average price of petrol reached £1.84.
Jesus.
That's the
Diesel,
average.
£1
And you
nine.
know, in the UK,
Yeah.
some people are way above average, right?
Sure.
That's crazy. Guys, I'm going to jump off because I don't know how long my battery's going to last. So
Yeah.
it's, what's the time here? 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm
Dark,
gonna go as
people
well.
Yeah.
Is anyone? I guess I'm the only admin.
Yeah, I've given my admin seat away for a temporary. Oh, I didn't have an admin seat. Stop it!
Yeah.
No, I didn't say that. Delete that bit.
Shall we delete the stream?
No, it's okay. I really don't give a shit what people say. No, I've lent my admin seat to someone.
Carry
makes
on.
sense.
It's just
Yeah.
beer talk. It's just beer talk.
It
He's
is.
It's had
Hey,
too many beers.
Bintang rules. No, I thought
Cool.
there you go. I'm on the escapement. I thought I was in the dungeon.
Yeah. All right, cool guys. I'll see you
All
later.
right, guys.
It's been nice chatting.
Take
Yeah,
it
Danny.
easy. It's been a great chat.
See